Sports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Kyle Draper is so excited about the DeMar DeRozan thing. He's not even here yet. I just think he's having a hard time functioning. He's that excited. So it's Whitey, Simone, and Drape says he's on his way, but I really think that's it, Simone. I think he's just so excited.
I think
he didn't know what to do.
He's just taken aback. He has no words.
It's funny today, isn't it, to look back on all the conversations we've had over the last couple of weeks, especially last week, and here he comes. Here he comes.
There he is.
The LeBron of the station.
The champ is here. I'm sort of LeBron James here. My time to shine is over.
Of the station. Trying to boost the rating.
We were just saying, Drapes, how funny it is that last couple of weeks, especially last week, all the talk of, when are they going to do something? How come Monty's not doing anything? What's wrong with him? And I know I said it. We all said it. I certainly did. And I also remember us saying, as long as I get something done,
right,
none of that is going to matter. And how about it? It's just so funny. Of all the guys we talked about, DeMar DeRozan's name came up kind of late in the process. Truth be told, when it first came up last week, it was the day, I think it was last Tuesday, when you weren't here, when, as Mark Spears mentions it. So it's like, he doesn't just throw stuff out like that. It didn't quite make sense to me. I thought, well, he says it's a long shot. I'm just not seeing it. Here it is, a reality.
Yeah, and I should have put 2 and 2 together. Mark Spears is very tight with Mike Brown. Hopefully I didn't give away any sources or anything like that. But when Mark Spears says something about the Sacramento Kings, we should pay attention. Because that was something, that came out of nowhere.
Yes.
We were talking Levine, Kuzma, all these other guys. And the fact that DeMar was a free agent, we were like, we can't sign him into cap space. And so give Monty and Mike and all, they operated stealthily.
Yeah.
Like they kept their mouths shut. And I texted Wes and I gave them a ton of kudos because not only did they, pull off the great trade to get DeRozan, Whitey, but they maintained their cap flexibility.
Yeah.
Their mid-level is still available. Like what the job that Monty, Wes, and Paul have done orchestrating this offseason has been a masterclass, I felt like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Really good news, and everyone's so excited now. Everyone going from same old Kings to now faith is renewed, hope is restored, and the reaction out at the Golden One on Saturday was tremendous. I think anybody who knows anything about Sacramento is not surprised by the reaction that Monty got, and of course DeMar DeRozan got. But did it really come together that day? There's a certain narrative, Drapes, that, well, he came out here, and then there was a recruitment meeting, and De'Aaron Fox was influential. Yeah. I'm thinking if he came out here, the Kings were already at least 3/4 of the way there.
Right, because usually what happens, unless you're in L.A. or somewhere like that, the team travels to you to have the recruitment, you know? Like, I could see Monty, West, and those guys, De'Aaron, going down to L.A., but when DeMar came here, and not only that, the fact that he was spotted at Mercedes-Benz of Sacramento should have been to Stockton. I texted my people down at Mercedes of Stockton. I'm like, we should have had DeMar down there.
That was just an oversight on his part.
Right, but why would he do that? Why would he visit a Mercedes-Benz? He's already looking at the kind of car he needs out here and everything like that. And so I think this is something they've had, I don't want to say in their back pocket, but for a week or so, they kind of knew, all right, this is our guy. This is who we're getting. Sure, they were in on marketing. We heard our boy Tony Jones last week deliver that news. But I feel like DeMar DeRozan might have been their number one option, Whitey. Like their master plan, among free agents at least. Because we didn't think that the Kings had a shot at any big-name free agents. When you look at it, we were talking mid-level, just mid-level. And the sign and trade and getting the third team involved, I think, it's funny. I was thinking about it. I'm like, are we close to erecting a statue of Monty McNair in Sacramento? I mean, this dude pulled off, arguably, and I'm talking Sacramento Kings era, the second best trade ever in the Kings, getting DeMontis Sabonis, probably after the C-Web trade. And then you look at the best free agent signing ever, DeMar DeRozan. and this is all on Monte McNair's watch.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because last week we talked a lot about the Jazz, and it does appear to me that the Kings, one of the reasons it was going slowly, of course, part of it is that it's a very complicated deal that they ended up putting together involving the Spurs, so that took a long time. But also, they were pursuing a couple of options at the same time.
Yeah.
They were patient, and then once was like, all right, Danny, what are we doing here?
Right.
Are we doing something or not here in marketing? And then, well, we don't know. All right, forget it. Then they pivot back to DeMar DeRozan. But I give him credit for just having the ability to pursue a couple of
walking and chewing gum at the same time.
Yes,
right.
yes.
And what's crazy about it, Whitey, you re-sign Malik, you draft Devin Carter, now you trade for DeMar DeRozan. You got teams out there, Lakers, that haven't done a damn thing. And here Monty is, he's like, Kasparov or something with chess. Like he's on a different level out there right now. And I give him and Wes and Paul a ton of credit because we've been laying the heat on him. You got to get something done.
Right.
You got to go get Levine, Kuzma, got to be that. Never heard anything from them. Never like, dudes, what are y'all talking about? Like, they just stayed the course. And were you at Golden One Saturday?
I was not.
I was not either. I wish I would have been because in Sacramento Kings lore history that night, to have DeMar DeRozan in the building, to have Monte McNair cheered like he was, Vivek walking out with DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox coming out a few minutes later and sitting down. Man, that had to be electric out there at the arena.
Yeah, I had a chance to be there, but my dog's very old and we couldn't leave him by himself because it was very hot. So could have been there, but wasn't quite able.
I want to hear from people, too, Whitey, because, I seen the video 916-339-1140. Hit us up if you were out there at the Golden One Center on Saturday because, I look back at game one of the playoff series. That was tremendous. But, man, this will be a Saturday that we remember. We'll be talking about that throughout the season, throughout DeRozan's tenure. And hopefully this will be one of the moves that we'll talk about the Kings making the finals, getting to the championship, going deep. This Kings team, man.
Yeah, this move creates a honeymoon period as far as the fans and Monty are concerned.
Yeah.
Because fans wanted something they could get excited about.
Right.
After the disappointment of last year, they just wanted something. Give us something we can feel good about. And Monty more than delivered, right?
Yes.
This is a legitimate, big-time NBA scorer. And sure, there are potential drawbacks, which which we'll get into, but he just renewed faith in the organization. Like, they're trying to win. They want to win as much as I want them to win.
Yes.
This is great. So this buzz is not going to wear off for a long time.
Right.
If ever.
And can we also put to rest Vivek is cheap and all that, and we won't get anybody. They never spend any money or anything like that. And also, how about this for Sacramento Kings fans? Just the fact that DeMar chose Sacramento, psychologically, what does that do for you? We've seen Lakers in the past get players, Warriors get players, but in California, somebody said, you know what? We want to come to Sacramento.
I agree, and I think that applies with Malik, too.
Yes.
And I know that we've had free agents in the past who've come here, but still, to have those things, I agree with you 100%. Back-to-back. Malik deciding, I'm staying in Sacramento. And then DeMar DeRozan, I'm going to go there, too. You're right.
It's and
no matter what Gilbert Arenas says.
Oh, don't get me started on that clown. I forwarded you his take on Sacramento, and he's just a loser. I mean, Gilbert Arenas is the worst podcaster out there. Don't take what he says worth a grain of salt, Kings fans. I will say this, though. The narrative for Sacramento has clearly changed around the league. Sure, we may not be on ESPN every night. We may not be on the talk shows all the time. But from a player's perspective, they know what's up here in Sacramento. And ultimately, guys, that's what matters most, right? If players understand what we're doing here in Sacramento and what we're building here in Sacramento, all the other stuff will come after. You can't ignore Sacramento anymore. Malik Monk, one of the most prized free agents, decides to re-up. DeMar DeRozan, future Hall of Famer, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubt DeMar DeRozan is going to Springfield. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. He said, I want to come to Sacramento.
King of the fourth. Now you have two kings of the fourth.
How you going to share the ball, Whitey?
Oh, no.
Who's going to take the shot?
Oh, no, it'll never work.
We got too many scorers now. No, this is going to be great to watch.
Yes.
And from everything we hear, and we'll have our boy Stacy King coming up at the bottom of the hour, 2:30, Bulls analyst. DeMar DeRozan is a professional, a pros pro, a leader. This is exactly what we needed.
Mm-hmm. The Kings are back where it all started next. When we come right back, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Let's go, Sacramento.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush, makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but new Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with new Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
This segment is brought to you by Kia Vacaville. Check them out at KiaVacaville.com.
Sacktown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sacktown Sports and subscribe.
Woo! Still basking in the afterglow of course, the Jordan McLaughlin trade. Also, DeMar DeRozan acquisition. Yeah, and they do still have the MLE as far as we know.
Yes, as far as we know. And this is why, this move is so stealth. I mean, they still have the opportunity. I don't know who's still available, but they still have the opportunity to go out there and get a quality player, a depth piece to help them out. And so it'll be interesting if they use that, though, Whitey, because if you use that, then you're hard capped, if I'm correct, at the first apron. And I don't know if the Kings want to be hard capped, because then that hurts you in terms of moves that you can make going forward throughout the season. And so they may sit on it for a little bit.
I look at the roster, though, and Jerry Reynolds will join us today as well later in the show. We'll see what he thinks. He's put rosters together. But I look at this roster, and they still look a little bit on the small side to me. I still think at the 4.
Yes.
A name that Chris Watkins brought up that maybe you could get with MLE, Isaiah Stewart.
Oh, Beef Stew, huh?
Yeah. Who apparently has a little more range on his jumper than we realized. And as far as bringing some of that toughness, I don't know if the Kings are even looking at him. Kuzma, I keep going back to Kuzma. Kuzma, as far as being a 4, he's really more like a 3.6, isn't he, than an actual 4?
Yes, I agree. And, we hear the reports that Kuzma is still in the mix for the Kings. I'm even more out on Kyle Kuzma right now than I was before.
Because there's even less for him to do.
That's right, exactly. We don't need another 20-point per game score. I understand that sounds crazy, but the way you build a champion isn't by just getting 20-point per game scores. Just ask Phoenix.
Right.
They tried to do that, and it didn't work out. You got to get blue-collar guys that will accept their role, will do the dirty work, a la Derek White, a la Drew Holiday. Who's that guy that we can get for us? Not at the guard position, but at the forward position.
I think where it all started, as you mentioned, the Kings they're not just on the NBA map again. Now their profile is expanding, and I think it started with Monty's decision to bring in Mike Brown. I really think that's where it began. You already had, of course, De'Aaron. That was a great draft pick. They had not made many great draft picks. They had De'Aaron, then you bring in Mike Brown. Monty had the wherewithal to do that, the foresight. Then things started building. That's where it started to me.
I agree. And, I will say, give this a bonus trade a little love too.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
It started there. But, when you look at it, even when Sabonis got here, sure, the energy was there, but the wins didn't come. You bring in a guy like Mike Brown, who set the culture, I feel like, for this organization, for this team, who set the belief that whatever happened the past 16 years doesn't matter anymore. I think Mike Brown, to your point, sort of like legitimized Sacramento.
Oh, no
Put
question.
us on a different level.
Mhm.
No offense to Luke Walton, no offense to our guy Alvin Gentry, but Mike Brown comes with a championship pedigree. He was a highly sought after assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors. And when you look at it, Whitey, let's call it what it is. He's the first one that said, I want to go to Sacramento. Sabonis was traded here. He didn't have a say in the matter. He was traded here. But Mike, who was offered other jobs before the Sacramento gig, turned him down, didn't want to go that route, said, you know what? I want to go to Sacramento. So to your point, it started with Mike Brown, the narrative about Sacramento changing right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now we see where it goes, and we're maybe getting a little carried away, but that's all right with everything Kings fans have been through. I mean, there are some legitimate basketball questions here with this roster and DeMar DeRozan's fit. Maybe we don't want to go there now, we got to address them at some point.
We're 16 minutes in and you're already being negative. I see how it is. You're already being negative.
We keep it real on the show.
What are some of those issues then? What are we?
I think first is his age. And again, I'm not saying those are a bad move. I'm just saying, let's look at it. Let's actually look at it. You got his age. He's going to be 35.
Right.
You got the fact that he's not a great three-point shooter and he's not a great defender. I think those are the three things that stand out when you look at, all right, what could the downside be? I think overall, this is what I failed to see when his name first came up. The best thing about his potential fit here is that, as we said, king of the fourth, so many times last year in the fourth quarter, the Kings offense just kind of sputtered and fell apart. The answer is always, Drapes. It's in a box score.
Oh, you got the box score.
Yes.
Which one is that from?
This is from March the 4th, 2024. Chicago Bulls 113, Sacramento Kings 109. Remember that game? Kings had a 22-point lead in that game.
Was it at Golden?
Here, yeah.
All right, yeah. Okay, yeah.
They were outscored in the fourth quarter 36-18. How do you blow that lead? Man. Well, in that fourth quarter, which I have.
All right, you got the box score. All right. Oh, saving paper there.
Fourth quarter, Bulls outscored the Kings 36-18. In that fourth quarter, the Kings took 20 shots, made 6. They had no offense, right?
Right.
They couldn't hold the lead. They couldn't score. So the Kings were 6 for 20 in the fourth quarter. DeMar DeRozan was 7 for 7 with 19 points. He single-handedly outscored the entire Kings team. That's what he can do for you when the threes aren't falling in the fourth quarter. What are we going to do? Give me the ball. I'll take care of it.
We've been talking about that, Whitey. We need guys when the offense bogs down.
That's it.
Put the ball in his hands. Yes. Get out the way. That's DeMar DeRozan. He's one of the best to ever do it. That ISO game. He sort of reminds me of Joe Johnson. You remember Joe Johnson in Atlanta. Gets to his spots, the elbow, the foul line, and there's nothing you could do about it. And how about the clutch gene? Because you talked about this. Remember earlier in the season, he had back-to-back game winners. Like, you don't see that. And this lightens the load on De'Aaron Fox. It lightens the offensive load on Domantas Sabonis. And so we could talk about his three-point shooting. We could talk about the defense. Honestly, when you look at the Kings' struggles over the last 2 years, Whitey, and I know we want to be a top 5 defense. I get that. The offense has bogged down. Against the Pelicans, it wasn't necessarily the defense. It was our offense. It was them limiting De'Aaron Fox, them limiting Domantas Sabonis. Now you got to throw in DeMar DeRozan. And I think, man, this guy is a walking bucket, a future Hall of Famer, like I said. And to your point, you still can make other moves. That's why I'm out on Kuzma right now. I want a defensive-minded forward to come in this next signing for Monty.
That was one of the reasons the Kings had some of the bad losses they had. There were a lot of reasons for it. But when the threes weren't falling, we know sometimes it's like, now what? Well, we got to hope they go in eventually.
Right.
Now you have a plan B.
Right. You have a plan B. And I can't wait to see our guy Jay Triano, see what he draws up offensively with this team.
Jay Triano was apparently instrumental in getting DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, from the Raptors days?
That was his first head coach.
Yeah, okay, all right. Sold him on Sacramento.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited to see the evolution of our offense. It's not just going to be dribble handoffs all day. It's going to be ISO ball. It's going to be pick and roll. It's going to be movement. I'm excited. When you add a guy like DeMar DeRozan, your playbook opens up entirely. This is a guy that is a 3-level scorer. Sure, he doesn't take a lot of threes, but he can hit them when needed. We know he can get to the basket. And what people aren't talking about, he gets to the free throw line also. Whitey. He's a good free throw shooter too. So this gives us another weapon of attack where you just can't key on De'Aaron Fox or Keegan. Can you imagine a closing lineup with Fox, Monk, Keegan, DeMar, and Sabonis? How do you guard that 5 down the stretch? So all clutch guys.
So he gets to the line, and when he's fouled, he makes free throws.
Yeah.
Was that an issue for the Kings last year?
Just a little bit. A little bit.
Yes.
And one thing we've talked about with the free throws too, Whitey, is when you have your best players, i.e. Fox and Sabonis, struggling at the free throw line, what does that do for your team? You need your best players to go up there and knock them down. Now DeMar DeRozan, second best player on this team, can knock that down, can get it done. So I'm excited, man.
Another thing that I don't think we talk about enough with DeMar DeRozan is I've looked into his game a little more closely. Yeah. He's a really willing and capable passer.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's going to, those things will work hand in hand as the Kings space the floor. That opens things up for him to get to the basket. When he gets there, then defense collapses. He's going to have an array of shooters in the corners to pass the ball to.
Right. And here's the thing about DeMar. Teams are going to have to figure it out, how to defend him. Because if you try to guard him one-on-one, most times he's going to get the better of that match.
I just can't believe we're sitting here talking about how great DeMar DeRozan is going to be for the Kings.
No, this is awesome.
Didn't see it coming.
Dude, I'm looking at the numbers here, not the box score, but his stat lines over his career, 5.3 assists last year, 5.1. Yeah. Guess what?
What?
Those are more than De'Aaron Fox assist numbers, actually, if I'm correct. So he's been a willing passer looking to get, and he's scoring 24, 25 points per game. This dude, man, this is a home run, I think, for Sacramento. And he's the kind of guy that we can be proud of, too. DeMar DeRozan, he's talked about mental health. He's big into that, a big advocate, for taking care of your mental health. Some of the other guys we talked about, we're talking about who's the guy from Charlotte we were thinking about? Oh, Bridges, yeah. There were some question marks. DeMar, when you look at it, he might be the only guy out of all the mix without any warts. I mean,
I don't know anyone who's ever said a bad thing about him.
Exactly. And I heard our boy Chuck Swirsky on with the morning show talking about he's the best human being he's met. And that's what we need, man. I'm so excited to have DeMar here, man. I can't wait.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. If you want to join the conversation, Charlie joins us on Sacktown Sports. Charlie, how excited are you today?
Going?
Hey,
what's up, Charlie?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Man, I just wanted to talk. First of all, I'm excited DeMar DeRozan's here, but I really wanted to ask about Malik Monk. They say they're paying Malik starter money. So if he's going to start, who's the ball handler, the playmaker for the second unit?
Jordan
McLaughlin, you got. Our boy Devin Carter's hurt. We got to talk about that coming up. But I think Jordan McLaughlin. And then you got to figure out Keon Ellis. What's his role? Is he a starter? Is he coming off the bench? What's going to happen there? And so
also you stagger their minutes. Right, they both start, but you're still going to stagger their minutes.
And with the thing with Malik, we've seen he's become much more a better ball handler, an impressive ball handler. So you can run him as your backup point at times, you know, and then McLaughlin as your third point if you needed to. So and the way their offense is structured, they don't necessarily need a traditional point guard. And I wouldn't be surprised if DeMar DeRozan doesn't get some run at, bringing the ball up the floor. And so they got a number of options there.
Yeah. The key is so often, Charlie, you run the offense through Domas that the need for a traditional point guard is not as great. Thank you, Charlie, for checking in. Yeah, the Malik re-signing we knew was going to happen anyway, but that's just that's overshadowed by. Yeah, that's great. But DeMar DeRozan's coming. Stacy King, 3-time champ with the Bulls, who's been a a Bulls broadcaster for a long time. He's going to join us. We'll get his views on DeMar DeRozan, who he is, what he brings to the Kings. Stacy King joins us next, Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
The wait is over. Dell Technologies Black Friday and July deals are live. Check out incredible savings on select laptops and more, like the XPS 15, powered by Intel Core processors. The XPS 15 brings you the perfect balance of power and portability, plus stellar visuals and immersive sound. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics, plus free shipping on everything. Don't miss out on Black Friday and July savings at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breathe. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthabite.net.
A-Team number one. What was I thinking? Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of the spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Legend says that golf courses are made up of 18 holes because it took exactly 18 shots to finish a fifth of scotch, a shot per hole. As it turns out, the 18-hole limit came to be somewhat accidentally. In truth, there was no standard number of holes on a course. In the beginning, it might have been 11, 23, 15, or 7. St. Andrews, for example, had 22 holes until 1764 when 4 were merged to make it an 18-hole course. The exact date when 18 holes became the standard is a bit sketchy, but according to the British Golf Museum, the R&A issued new rules for its members in 1858, and Rule 1 stated, 1 round of the links or 18 holes is reckoned a match unless otherwise stipulated. We can only presume that this was slowly adopted throughout Britain. By the 1870s, more courses had 18 holes, and a round of golf was being accepted as consisting of 18 holes. Maybe not as romantic as the story of the bottle of scotch, but the truth is always stranger than fiction. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sacktown Sports.
As we look at other additions the Kings could be looking to make to the roster, one thing that pops up, one thing you can't help but notice is that they could maybe still use somebody at the 4. DeMar DeRozan, he could play either forward spot, but he's probably more of a guard than either a 3 or a 4. How about Isaiah Stewart potentially with the mid-level at the 4? Look at this, Drapes.
Yeah.
Isaiah Stewart last year, 3-point shooting, 38%.
Yeah.
38%.
I believe he's under contract, though, Whitey. I believe the Pistons, so it would have to be by way of trade. He signed an extension last year. So he's through 15 million, 15 million, 15 million, and 15 million, I believe it is. So, yeah.
All right.
And if Detroit gives him away, we got to attach some draft capital. It's not just a player. Like, why would Detroit give away that guy? And so I think he would fit in perfectly. Tough, rugged, has some skills.
Yeah.
But
if you're going to trade draft capital, wouldn't you rather have him than Kyle Kuzma?
I would.
Yeah.
For the fit.
Yeah.
Just the fit, you know?
Speaking of the fit, we'll find out what DeMar DeRozan brings to the Kings. Why don't you bring on your buddy for us here?
My guy, Mr. Hot Sauce himself. How many championships you got, Stacy King? 3?
3.
Where them rings at, big fella? Where those rings at right now?
They're in the safe deposit box in the bank.
Hey, next time I see you, man, you pull one of them things out. I want to see what a Jordan Bulls ring looks like. Stacy King, you can catch him on NBC Sports Chicago during the season. Chicago Bulls analyst, 3-time champ, joining the Drive Guys. Stacy, thanks for jumping on. What was the reaction when you first heard our boy DeMar DeRozan was coming to Sacramento?
Well, I'm sad because he meant so much here to us in Chicago. Ultimate pro, great teammate, great leader, just a guy that comes to play every night, durable. What the Sacramento King fan base is going to get, a guy that's going to play 75 games a year. He will not miss games. He brings it every night, and he's going to give you an element that you guys have not had, a guy that can get you tough buckets. Fourth quarter, he takes over games. He's been that way for the last 3 years. Been one of the best fourth quarter scorers in the game, and his mid-range is silky smooth. Woo.
Stacy King with us. He was the 8th pick in '89. A lot of people thought that he might end up coming to Sacramento with that first pick. I know we've talked to you about that, Stacy. But a couple things that stand out here, the closer we look at DeMar DeRozan, he's a really good passer. He doesn't get credit for that. And he doesn't turn the ball over much, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's very good. His ball handling, when you watch him put the ball on the floor, he never turns it over. He's in traffic. Everybody knows where he's going. He keeps a low dribble. He spends a lot of his time in the summer working on his ball handling. He's evolved. He's a future Hall of Famer. You guys are getting a future Hall of Famer. This guy is legit. He's going to give you things when your team is bottled down scoring. He's going to be able to get you buckets. In this new game of the NBA, the 3-point shot, he doesn't have to take threes to be, effective. He still averages 25 points, probably shooting maybe 3 threes a game. That's how effective he is, that mid-range game and post-up. It's almost looking like Kobe. Kobe, when Kobe went into the post-up game, because, he really idolized Kobe, worked out with Kobe. He's one of the few guys that wear the Mamba shoes. He's just an ultimate.
Stacy King joining us here at the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports 1140. Stacy, what kind of locker room guy is DeMar? What can you tell us about him behind the scenes?
Well, he's a great guy. Your young players he's gonna take the young players under their wings. They're gonna probably work out with him in the summertime. All your young players, guys who are probably under 4 years, will go out to LA and work with him like all our young players do. Kobe White spent a whole summer with him last summer. You saw the year he had. Patrick Williams worked out with him 2 summers in a row. Dalen Terry this past summer. So your young players are going to gravitate to him. He's a guy that if you had some young players that were on the main roster that had to play in a G League game, DeMar is the kind of guy that's going to go sit at the G League game, cheering those guys on and really trying to, really try to coach them up. He's a veteran that, leads by example. This is the kind of guy you want in your locker room and for culture. And this is not a guy that's going to sit around and wave towels. at the end of his career. You guys are not getting that type of guy that's just going to sit there and pass out Gatorade and cheer and collect a check. This is a guy that can still get it done effectively. This is a guy that can still get you 25 and plus a night and can take over games when needed. You guys got a good one. I mean, because you guys last year, I know it was a disappointing season last year from the season before, but this guy's going to give you an element that you haven't had. And you're going to have a lot of fun in Sac this year with him.
Stacy King, nice enough to join us. How do you see him fitting in basketball-wise? Obviously, De'Aaron Fox pretty much runs the show. They run a lot of offense also through Domas. You got Malik Monk. When he comes in, he dominates the ball a little bit when he comes off the bench. How do you see DeMar DeRozan fitting into that, Stacy?
Well, I think, that's where Mike Brown has to earn his money, because you're getting an all-star caliber player. You're not just getting a role player. You're getting, he was a 2-time all-star in the 3 years that he was here. So you're getting an upgrade at that position and at that small forward position or wherever you decide to play him. At the 2, it doesn't matter. I felt like he always played out of position here in Chicago because we had Zach LaVine, and so you had to bump him down to the 3. He's actually a 2, and he can play 2. So it's going to be Mike's going to have to be creative because you guys have a really nice roster as far as some of the Martin, the kid, the 3-point shooter.
Murray.
You got Murray, and he's starting to evolve as well. But you got to be very creative with him because he doesn't. People think he has to have the ball in his hands. People think he's ball dominant. He's like ISO. He's an ISO player. He's not really like that. When we had Lonzo Ball, he was filling lanes. He was getting out dunking. Lonzo made it easy for him and Zach to get easier, more efficient shots. And, when we lost Lonzo for the last 2 seasons, we had to change our offense to really go to his strengths. And then we lost Zach. So it was pretty much the DeMar DeRozan show, the last couple of years. But I think he'll fit in nice. I think he recognizes that he's on a playoff caliber team. And he wants to win a ring. He wants to win a ring. And, so he's going to come there and he's going to bring some leadership there. He's going to bring an attitude, a work ethic that other people will follow and respect. And he'll be loved by his teammates.
Stacey, how did he handle the struggles out there in Chicago? I know, when you look at the roster and, you had some talent out there, but they could never just seem to put it together on the court and have success. How did he handle that, during some of those down times?
Well, just like any superstar, you hate to lose. But one thing about, DeMar, he's not going to go out and get in the media and start, talking about his teammates or start talking about the organization. That's not who he is. He's a stand-up guy. He'll take responsibility for his own play. He'll say, hey, look, we need to play harder as a team. We're better than our record. He's a team guy. He's never going to throw anybody under the bus. At least he didn't do that here. And he could have done that many times, but he didn't. And but that's just not his personality. Greg Popovich loves him. They loved him in Toronto. He's a very good guy to have on your team when you want to talk about character. Character, and you're trying to establish culture. He's that kind of guy to have on your team.
Stacey, one of the things that impresses me about DeMar DeRozan is that he's such a good player, an all-star, even though he's not the prototypical wing, doesn't shoot ton of threes, master of the mid-range. I'm wondering, does he in some ways remind you of guys that you played with and against, the way he relies so much on the mid-range?
Yeah, here's what I've always said about DeMar. If you got a guy who's not comfortable shooting threes and his percentage is under 30%, and his percentage of the mid-range game is like 70% or higher, then you a fool if you're not running plays for him to shoot mid-range games.
Yeah.
Listen, when you can still average 25 points without shooting threes, that's impressive. When you score 40 points in a game and only take 2 or 3 3-pointers, that's impressive. And I think a lot of times, guys, we get so caught up in this, let's run it and chuck it. Half these teams in the league can't even shoot, and they keep shooting all these threes. So, the teams who are effective at shooting the three, I think Golden State has created a monster. Everybody wants to be Golden State. And if you don't have those kind of guys that can shoot it and really shoot it like 35 to 37% or higher, you got to get the ball to the basket. You got to get to the free throw line. You got to do other things to manufacture points. And I think sometimes you don't see that, But with DeMar, you guys will have that because you still got Kevin Huerter. You didn't have to give him up. He's a great 3-point shooter. Fox is improved. Murray's a great 3-point shooter. Now you got a guy you can actually throw the ball into the box, isolate him, let him go one-on-one against one of the better defenders, whoever's guarding him. He's going to get buckets. He's hit game-winning shots time and time again here in Chicago. We called him the King of the Fourth. A little off the Game of Thrones. We call him the King of the Fourth here in Chicago. Yeah, because in the fourth quarter, when the game's on the line, you put the ball in his hands and he makes things happen. He's a winner.
Hey, Stacy, the national media giving Chicago a lot of grief. You let Caruso go and you get Giddey. You trade DeRozan. Obviously, he was a free agent. You get Chris Duarte back. What's Chicago doing out there, man? What's the Bulls decision makers doing?
Of course, listen, at the end of the day, we weren't winning. Okay. We had all this talent. We're not winning. I'm gonna miss Caruso. He's kind of, here on our team, he's 31 years old. We got a lot of guys getting up in that age. And, everybody in our division has gone younger. They've scrapped their team and gone younger and they've rebuilt very quickly. What I see is going on here in Chicago is like, hey, look, when Lonzo Ball went out, that hurt our team. If Lonzo stays healthy, none of this is happening. All these guys are still on the roster. But for the last 2 years, we've been playing for the play-in game, and that's not good enough here for this organization. We're not a play-in team with the talents that we've had. We had 3 former All-Stars on the team. Right. You should be better than that. Okay. So at the end of the day, it didn't work. So, Arturas Karnisovas is like saying, hey, let's scrap this. Let's start over. And what they've done, I like what they've done because, people always say build through the draft. You might be getting an 18, 19-year-old kid that it's going to take 3 to 4 years for that kid to develop and to get to where he needs to be. What they've done is they said, hey, look, we're going to rebuild, but we're not going to rebuild like old way of rebuilding. We're going to go out and get some younger players that's 23, 24, that's got NBA experience. Some of them were lottery picks. Our 4 or 5 young kids, counting Giddey, Patrick Williams, Kobe White, Jalen Smith, and Chris Duarte have almost 700 starts between them, and they're all barely under 25. So that's if you really look at it that way, and you're getting that much experience and that young of talent coming back, your rebuild's not going to take long. And plus, everybody's gunning for 2025 draft, trying to get those players in there. So they still want to be competitive. The Bulls still want to be competitive. They want to have these young kids come out there and play hard and grow and develop. And then see what 2025 goes. If they're able to get lucky and be able to keep their pick, if it's a protected pick, and if they're able to get that and get lucky and get that number 1 pick and get that Cooper Flab here, woo! Right back in the mix, baby.
Right back in the mix.
Stacey, I made this point earlier. I want to see what you think of this. I think when people look at DeMar DeRozan and ask, how would he make the Kings better? I think if we go back to that game the Bulls and Kings had here in March, the Kings blew a 22-point lead, and in that fourth quarter, Sacramento was outscored 36-18, and the Kings were 6 for 20. DeMar DeRozan in the fourth quarter was 7 for 7, made his only 3, 4 for 4 from the line, 19 points. He outscored the entire Kings team 19-18 in that fourth quarter. That's how he makes them better, right?
Yes, and he gives you a legit threat. Okay, not taking anything away from Harrison Barnes and any of the guys that left and went out. DeMar demands respect from every team that you're going to play. They're going to have to game plan for him. You don't have to game plan for maybe a couple of guys on Sacramento. Keep De'Aaron Fox out of the paint. So bonus, keep him from picking and diving and getting to the rim. You're going to have to game plan now for another guy, and that's going to take some pressure off these other guys to have to carry the team. You don't need De'Aaron Fox every single night from the point guard position and have to rely on him to carry the team and try to get wins. Now you got another guy that can come in there and take some pressure off those 2 guys and help you guys win as well.
Man, I love it, man. Everything I'm hearing about DeMar DeRozan is all positive, the person. And one thing we know about him, Stacy, the dude's a hooper. He loves to hoop. He loves his craft. And that dude, he's always hooping, whether it's the True League. Yeah, year-round, he's in the gym.
It's funny because I have him on my podcast, and that's one of the things I asked him. I'm like, DeMar, a guy your age has put so much into this game. You don't need to complain to someone. You need to be on the beach in the sand drinking fruity drinks with umbrellas in them. Why are you playing? Why are you playing in the Drew League and playing in a competitive summer league? And he's like, hey, and he gets up at 4:30 in the morning every morning to go work out. He works out twice a day. Listen, I tell people all the time about this. This guy is a gym rat. Okay, he is not going to miss games. He's not going to be one of these star players when it's game time. I got to sit out. My toe hurts. My back hurts. He's going to play. He's going to play through pain. He is like indestructible. If you go back and look at his career from Toronto and where he's played, he does not miss games. I think his average is probably 75 games a season. So he's not going to miss. That's the guy who's always going to show up, be ready to play. And he's going to play his best for you when you need him the most, and he's going to hit big shots when other guys don't want to take them.
Stacy King, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. As always, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, boys. Have a good one.
All right, big dog.
We appreciate it. In the wake of the DeMar DeRozan move, Gilbert Arenas is taking shots at Sacramento, but I think we figured out why, Drapes.
Oh.
I think we know why he's taking shots at Sacramento. We'll share that with you when we come right back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I always do my best to prep for summer, but sometimes things just come up. And when they do, Kohl's and their great prices are always there for me. I just shopped their summer cyber sale and saved big on everything I was missing, like summer must-haves under $15, floor care essentials for 50% off, and kitchen appliances for 30% off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So no matter what happens the rest of the summer, I'll be ready. Thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Slash presents Serpent Festival, a celebration of the blues. Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley, starring Slash, Warren Haynes Band, Beautifully Broken, Samantha Fish,
Y'all guesses I can death with.
and Eric Gales. It's gonna be a steep climb. Don't miss an all-star night of blues, Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Serpent Festival.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting. Endless waves crashing on a beach, kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere. Certainly not in California. Not even one piece. Good news? If we work together, we will change it all. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
It's the Folsom Lake Ford 4th of July Sell-a-thon. Get low finance rates and zero down deals on approval of credit right now. Shop Folsom Lake Ford over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Both teams struggle a little bit with the shooting in the early going, but they'll get it warmed up here on a Tuesday night at the United Center. DeRozan, the lob. Watch your hand.
To DeRozan, baseline drive, sneaky pass to Vucevic. He lays it up.
So that's kind of how he'd like to see games go. Not that easy, but that was his plan.
You just never know with this team. Make it exciting game in and game out. Vucevic.
Some DeMar DeRozan highlights there. Thank you, Simone. It's a Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports. Everybody crazy about this move around here. Interestingly, though, Gilbert Arenas was not in favor of the move from DeMar DeRozan's standpoint. Gilbert Arenas on this is Gil's Arena, I think is
his podcast.
Brandon Jennings, and I can tell you're getting upset already, Drake.
Yeah,
but it's okay. We're gonna play a little bit of it, but it's okay because I think we figured out why Gilbert Arenas has an axe to grind when it comes to the great city of trees, Sacramento, California.
You got to the bottom of it, huh?
I think so.
Because he had some bad stuff to say about Sacramento earlier this season, too. I believe he was crapping on Sacramento. Now he takes another shot at us.
Here's what Gilbert Arenas says about DeMar DeRozan coming to Sacramento?
I need to call DeMar, man. Like, don't you like big cities, bro? You keep going to these weak-ass cities, man.
I mean, but who?
San Antonio, man. Chicago, cold.
I mean,
but you going down to Hicksville? What are the cows and stank, ugly city? Like they ranked.
No, I mean,
our state capital.
I mean, no, the city is trash.
Our state capital. They rank #1, and just people just being ugly over there.
No, that's a fact. No, that's a fact.
What city you want to be?
Good word. That's a fact. No, it ain't. Sacramento, man, there's bingo players out there.
Played in Sac.
Play bingo.
Played in Sac.
Bingo players.
Nice older work.
They rank #1.
38 and older. They got top 30.
Sacramento's trash.
They rank #1 in ugliest people in America.
Now, why would Gilbert Arenas say that?
I have no idea. Sacramento is a beautiful city. Why would he say that?
Mm-hmm. Somebody on one of the chats somewhere said, I think he met his wife in Sacramento. And she's not his wife anymore. And Simone and I were doing some research earlier before the show after you sent in the clip here. Yeah. And what's her name? Laura Govan. Looks like he met her. She used to work for the Kings when he met her. So she was in Sacramento. They met here in Sacramento.
Right.
And things didn't go well. I guess they had a real messy divorce. And I think she's the one he gave her a $400,000 ring, then got back together with her because he was hoping to switch the ring.
Yeah, switch the ring and you give her a fake ring. Yeah. It's
and I guess he pulled that off.
Stand-up guy this Gilbert Arenas is.
So that's my guess, is that he has ill will towards Sacramento, not because really of Sacramento, but because of the woman that he met here and how things didn't work out.
It's a place of heartbreak for him.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes. So rather than call her out, he's calling out the whole city.
Right.
But he's really talking about her.
It's personal for him.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Don't you think? I mean, just the level of vitriol there.
Right.
Like, wow. Where is that coming from?
I have exactly. It's like, and it's not the first time that he's taken shots at Sacramento. You know, I mentioned it earlier this season. He took some shots on the city. Here it is right here. Back on April 9th, Gilbert Arenas makes absurd claim to explain why Kings shouldn't make the playoffs.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, you're right.
Golden State and the Los Angeles Lakers, this is a quote from him, are about to be in the playoffs. Them other two teams that got no fan base, get out of here. We don't want to see you. That's TV. You'd rather have Lakers and Warriors than the Pelicans in Sacramento at 5 or 6 games. Nobody's watching those games. So he's always, it seems like, had an issue with Sacramento.
Yeah.
And clearly it's personal.
Yeah, it's not really Sacramento so much as the woman he met.
It's
in
like
Sacramento.
PTSD for him. You mentioned Sacramento.
Yeah.
He immediately goes back to heartbreak and divorce and everything. Okay. All right. Still, what he's saying, though, is just a joke, man. And it's not the first time that he's just said things just for clickbait and everything like that. You know, and I enjoyed watching him play basketball, but, you know, as a player. But, man, his post after NBA career, this podcasting thing, he's out of pocket right now. He's just he's unhinged out there, and I try and tune him out, but I saw that. I had to forward it to you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's a guy that probably in some ways would be better suited to today's game because he had long range and he would shoot threes at a time when people go, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Now it'd be, shoot more.
Right. And you know, he was a chucker back then, too.
Yeah.
He liked to get them up, and so he would fit in perfectly.
Yeah.
Today, you know, in 12, 13 threes a game he would take.
The one thing I always remember about him is he was with the Warriors, and then through some loophole, he became a free agent or something. And he had a choice, and I think he was going to go to Denver or Washington. And the way he decided where he was going to go as a free agent, he flipped a coin.
Did he really?
Yeah.
And he went to Washington.
And he said, I just flipped a coin. I mean, can you imagine a decision of that magnitude? I'll flip a coin. So never really known for his intellect.
I got somebody from the 209 that just weighed in. It's a well-known thing that Sacramento has an unusually high percentage of really good-looking people.
You gotta stop.
Jack Harlow was just on a podcast saying how Sac is one of his favorite cities on tour and that the women are all beautiful. Jack Harlow is greater than Gil Zero all day. I have to get Jack Harlow on the show. Yeah, get him on the show to vouch for that.
Yeah, but the other thing is what Gilbert Arenas said. We know it speaks to that cliche about Sacramento, and yet here's DeMar DeRozan saying, I want to go there.
Yeah.
Flying in the face of all that.
Exactly.
Absurdity.
Sacramento is a destination.
Yeah.
Now for players. I love it. I love it.
I mean, Kyle Draper came here.
I chose to come here. I left Boston to come to SAC. So really, I started it. Not Mike Brown, not Monty McNair. I said, I'm taking my talents to SAC.
Not only are you the LeBron of the station, you're the LeBron of Sacramento. That doesn't really work, but
I'll take it though. I'll take it. Why not? I just need my son here on the station with us. Hire my son here on Sacktown Sports 1140. Then I could truly be the LeBron.
What'd you think of Bronny's debut, Summer League?
I don't know. I mean, uninspiring. I didn't see all of it. I just watched some clips. He's going to have to be more aggressive, I think, and it'll take time. I'm not going to write him off just yet. I'm not going to do that.
No, not after one Summer League game.
Nah, exactly. Some people are openly rooting against him. I'm not one of those guys.
So who's the guy that led the team in scoring? That was Boogie Ellis, right?
Boogie
led
Ellis
the team in scoring.
Yes.
He says, I don't really have anything against him, but I have a point to make.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to go at him. And Boogie Ellis is. I mentioned to you during the break. I think he's going to stick around with the G League club, or somebody's going to pick him up. He's an NBA level player.
When we come back, tell you why one well-known Kings critic now calls them Team Floor. What does he mean by that next, Sacktown Sports?
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. We're looking at the A's top prospects halfway through the season. You have to start with shortstop Jacob Wilson. Now, despite missing a month with a knee injury, he is batting a ridiculous .463. And over the last weekend in June, playing in AAA for Vegas, he went 7 for 10 with 2 doubles and 2 homers. In 11 games in the Coast League, he's batting .447.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
Get ready for the Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. This is your chance to make it a summer to remember with incredible deals on select 2024 Sportage and Sorento vehicles. Kia Vacaville is offering an amazing 1.9% APR for up to 48 months for well-qualified buyers. Or you'll get $1,000 bonus cash on specialty tag 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and start your summer adventures. Imagine cruising down the highway in your new Kia from Kia Vacaville, enjoying the advanced features and comfort of the Sportage or Sorento. Whether you're planning a road trip or just driving around town, these vehicles are designed to elevate your experience. But don't wait too long. These unbeatable deals won't last forever. Your adventure starts now at Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit them today and find the perfect vehicle for your summer plans. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
The Open Championship celebrates its 152nd anniversary this month at Royal Troon in Scotland. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. The game's top players assemble for a chance at the coveted Claret Jug. The Open Championship is about tradition, excellence, and class. And you'll find similar qualities at Naturewood Home Furnishings as they assemble the finest furniture and brand choices for your selection. When you visit Naturewood, you'll be amazed at the gallery of superior furniture available for your lifestyle, for your decor, for your home. This weekend during Naturewood's bedroom sale, you're sure to find the perfect piece you've been searching for. Naturewood is proud to bring you Open Championship updates on this station and proud to offer you the finest furnishings available. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the Waterville.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Type it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
There you go. Simone playing Jack Harlow because Jack Harlow knows what Sacramento's really like and how beautiful the city is and how beautiful the people of this city are.
We on our way up.
Yeah.
Sacramento's on a comeback. We on our basketball team is great. The scene is great in Sac. You know, what's interesting about Sac too, Whitey? I was driving around the other day with the kids. And all these new restaurants popping up, all these new bars pop. I'm not in the scene, but Sacramento has it going on, man.
Text of the day nominee here from Jeff. And first of all, Jeff, thank you for putting your name on it. Guys, I can't believe you haven't mentioned our biggest X factor. DeMar's screaming daughter. She could play a vital role in getting in the opponent's head. Thank you. That's from Jeff. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. Forgot to mention that, but we all know the story.
Yeah, I forget her name. But she was huge in the playoffs. What is it? DR?
Yeah.
DR DeRozan. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But what series was that? Miami?
That was against Miami.
Yeah.
And that's what it, and yeah.
Secure game. If he steps the wrong way or something.
Visit to Florida State. Ask me what Patrick said. I was down for whatever Coach Hamilton. Underrated passer, doing a nice job.
In terms of the total number or the quality of shots, I'm comfortable.
Life is really good for him right now. He's in a good headspace coming in.
Wow. The handle is maybe not as tight.
A 20-point advantage.
This guy thinks he can do more offensively.
The third and fourth periods. He always showed up to practice in a uniform, a work uniform.
Oh, my gosh.
As I recall, he used to play in Toronto, of course. They were playing against Toronto in a play-in.
Yeah.
And she wanted to go, and he said, okay, you can go. But then they won that. Then they played Miami, and she wanted to go, and he said no.
He said no.
I don't think she was there for the game where Miami beat them.
Oh.
That's how I recall.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I feel like it was like a school day, was a technicality like that. And they did appreciate her for the first game, but I don't think she was able to make it.
Yeah, he wouldn't let her go. And
so
they lost.
Here's the thing. Can't tell her not to go to the home arena. Like, she's going to be there 41 dates out of the year.
Let's hope so.
This is going to be awesome. And then I want to make sure we take her to L.A. and San Francisco also when we play those teams.
Yeah, we'll have to get her on
I can't wait. I know.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Ashley has been hanging on to talk with the Drive Guys. Hey, Ashley, what's up?
Not much, but I just wanted to talk about the DeRozan trade. I've been hearing a lot of people giving their grades, and honestly, I don't know how you don't give this trade an A, just due to the fact that, we don't really get these big name free agents, and DeRozan is a big name. He was a free agent. He could choose anywhere he wanted to go, and he chose that. Like you guys said earlier, he chose Sacramento, and So I think that just for that reason, just because of how big that is in Sacramento, I think that just for that reason it has to be an A. And I think that the fit is going to be great between Fox and DeRozan. I think that they're going to complement each other really, really well.
Thank you, Ashley. I agree with you because I think with everything DeMar DeRozan has seen in his career, he comes here knowing the lay of the land.
Right.
It's not like he's going to come here thinking, well, I'm the guy now. I mean, he's not going to step into a situation where there's going to be conflict. He doesn't have to do that.
He doesn't. And you know, talking to our boy Stacy King last hour, you know, DeMar seems to be, how should I put this? I don't want to say egoless, but he's all for the team.
Yeah.
Team player. He's not going to come in here and try to, you know, take shots away from anybody or, like you said, command the locker room, be, you know, this fake leader. And also, to Ashley's point about the grade of the trade, just look at what they gave up and what they acquired. It's an A. You know, I was on a radio show yesterday, and they asked me, Kyle, what are they going to be missing now with Harrison Barnes and Chris Duarte gone? And I'm like, nothing really, because what Harrison Barnes gives you on the floor, DeRozan can do, and in the locker room too. DeRozan's a professional too. He's a pro's pro. He's a leader also. And so I think, you know, in trading HB, and let's give HB a shout out, man. I'm talking about a guy that always answered the questions, always faced the music after games. He would be the first guy up there. Harrison Barnes, always my guy. And, you know, I'm a big HB fan. But, you know, you bring in a DeMar DeRozan, there's no drop off from a basketball standpoint. In fact, he's even a better player, future Hall of Famer. And then in the locker room, they're both, I think, the same kind of leader as well.
Here are some thoughts on DeMar DeRozan and the deal from Woj with his thoughts on
the
DeMar
Kings
DeRozan.
were the one team with real interest beyond their mid-level exception in DeMar DeRozan. So they were pretty persistent in the last week of trying to get Chicago engaged in this sign and trade. Listen, when you trade for DeMar DeRozan, especially as he's about to turn 35, you are trading for offense. He can still score the ball. You have certainly seen his defense deteriorate as he's gotten older, but this is still a 24, 25-point-a-game scorer. The Kings look at the West. They see other teams improving, and you know, they moved Harrison Barnes out, who played a significant role in getting this team back into the postseason, but they still believe DeRozan has, you know, some good basketball left in him, and now he'll take center stage with, you know, De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, and this is a team in Sacramento that wants to get out of the play-in and back into the playoffs.
Great move, encouraging move, but there's no way around it. You're going to get mad at me, but he's not a very good defender. I'm sure we'll talk more about that, but I mean, that's just
don't be negative. Today's not the day to be
that's
negative.
Not negative. That's a fact.
But I will say this too, and I hear what you're saying. The thing that Woj said that struck a chord in me, struck a nerve, nobody else was willing to offer him more than the mid-level exception. Like, I don't get that. Like, is this guy, I mean, he averaged 24 points per game last season, you know, shot at 48% clip, very efficient. I don't understand why a team wouldn't offer DeMar DeRozan more than that. Like, mid-level for DeMar? And I don't know if it was just a money thing, you know, Sacramento offered the most money. That's why he came here. Whatever it is, I'm glad he's here, but I was shocked to hear that.
Yeah, I would guess a lot of teams just scared off by the age, but on the other hand, some guys his age, you can see they start to deteriorate.
Right.
He plays every game.
Right.
A lot of minutes.
Led the league in minutes.
Yeah.
Yes. 37.8 minutes per game last season, 79 games played. The dude shows up night in and night out. It'd be different if it's some wear and tear we were able to see. Yeah. He's still very efficient. He's not struggling out there at all.
It's time for Check It
Ooh.
with TC. TC, hope you had a great 4th of July holiday. What's up?
Dre, Whitey, Simone in the back. Hey, look, I hope y'all had a good 4th too. It was super hot, man. I was out there in Rancho at the Hagen, man, where they do the fireworks show at that little carnival. It was blazing out there. Well, it was blazing. I took the kids, the family. Man, it was blazing. But enough of that talk. We're talking about DeRozan. Hey, that deal is an A+, no matter how you look at it. And since when did Harrison, I love Harrison, but since when did Harrison become some all-star dude that everybody's tripping off of that we traded DeRozan for. Seriously. I'm talking to all Kings fans. Like, everybody talking about HB's a good dude, bro. But come on, man. Quit acting like he wasn't in the trade package every single day. We got a bona fide all-star. I don't care how old that dude is. Y'all winning fireworks? We got fireworks. Monty did his thing, man. Respect that. There ain't no negative. They're the Sacramento Kings we talking about, bro. We got a real dude in here. We're not talking about some okay dude that maybe got potential. We're talking about one of the top 10 dudes in the league that everybody talking about with Giannis, LeBron. All these things. DeMar's name is up there, dog. He came to Sacramento. How Kings fans can't say that? Everybody talking about what's the next move. That is the move. Have y'all seen the youngsters that we got? Crawford, Boogie Ellis? Bro, Keon taking a step. We got Keegan for the take. Bro, check it out. We still got Velvet. He might be in the trade, but if he's not, we got the shooter coming off the bench. Dog, that's the move. If we making another move, I'm fine with it. But if we don't make another move and money, just get another swing player to come in here from free agency, bro, that's an A+ to me, dog. I don't see how any King fan can't say that. I don't know if you're looking for something else. We're not going to get no Giannis. We're not going to get nobody else that come in here. This is our guy, dog. So we're going to add that to that. Imagine Fox and DeMar in the clutch. But imagine Fox and DeMar in the mid-range game, bro. That's going to be unguardable. With Keegan at the 3 with Monk, come on, dog. The offense is going to be crazy. The defense is going to come together as a team. Michael get them to play team defense. It's not going to be a 1 or 2 guy stopper. It's going to be a team defense, dog. I know I'm sounding crazy. I'm fired up right now, dog, and I'm talking to all Kings fans. Y'all use y'all brains, bro. We just got to do. That is the move. That's all I got.
Yeah. TC, he's out. Coming with that heat, that fire.
TC from 3. Score.
Got it.
Money.
And I love TC's pat. He's right, man. He said, y'all wanted fireworks. We got fireworks. DeMar DeRozan is fireworks, Whitey.
Mm-hmm. What do you think Hollinger says about the trade? We'll find out when we come right back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And Logan Ryan picks him up. Looks like they're playing man. Laporte is over there as well. It's 5 out. It's empty on 4th down. Goff back. Not going to get out to his right. Being chased, throws, and it is incomplete. The 49ers take over on 4th down again.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Alan Bastable offers 8 sneaky ways for stubbornly average players to break 80. First, play sensible tees. Hitting 7 and 8 irons into greens instead of hybrids give chances at 4s and 3s. Check the par. There's no shame in doing so on a par 70 course. 3, check the forecast. A day after rain can mean soft greens. 4, avoid big numbers. It's not the bogeys that will derail a 79. It's a couple of bigger scores. 5, you got to believe. Give yourself a pep talk and temper the feelings of gloom. 6, keep like-minded company. If you're a grinder, play with fellow grinders, or play with music, or gamble if that's your game. 7, a little luck helps. Even tour players recognize luck. 8, don't obsess over, breaking 80. You're going to know if you have a good round going, so have your partner keep score. At the 18th tee, ask where you stand, as it may affect the way you approach the hole. Sounds simple, huh? Now go out and do it. And have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Sacktown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It would be amazing if DeMar DeRozan's contributions were anywhere near what Chris Webber's were, okay? So I'm not saying this is just like the Webber deal. He's Chris Webber. But this reminds me of that because the Kings took advantage of an opportunity then. Jeff Petrie recognized this is an enormous talent. We normally wouldn't be able to get a guy like this. However, other teams don't really want him right now. He's seen as damaged goods. Let's make the deal. And they got Chris Webber, and it worked out. Similarly with DeMar DeRozan, as you said, you'd think other teams would be jumping on this, but they're not. So the Kings had an opportunity. You don't normally have the opportunity to get a guy of that caliber. Kings and Monty McNair took advantage of that.
They did, and give them credit, man. You know, I've always said I'm a big DeMar DeRozan fan. I will say this, though, Whitey. because we keep it real here, right?
Yes.
Although
every time I say something remotely negative about DeRozan, stop that.
No,
but we do.
I want to go there because we spent 3 or 4 months talking about this guy. Would he be a fit? What about this guy? And the one thing we said, not necessarily about DeRozan, but people of his age. I don't know. He's up there. He doesn't fit the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
All
we said
this.
that about him. I think.
Did we? Yeah,
I think so.
exactly. Why now? And I'm not saying me. I'm just saying why now is it all that just forgot about? Or is there some legitimate concern that he's about to be 35?
I just think it speaks to the fact that they're all in on this core for the next 2-3 years, right? 3 years with him is all you can reasonably expect.
Right.
Maybe he plays longer, but
right.
2 to 3 years is reasonable. So, all right, you're
so
all
for the
in
next
now.
2 years. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I guess you're right. And
he does address, as we said, getting to the line, making free throws, gives you another option when the threes aren't falling. He is a fit in ways that honestly, when we first talked about him, I didn't see.
Yeah, and I believe the third year, a team option or something like, or is it a non-guaranteed, or there's something.
There's an option there.
Some sort of
option it is.
Yeah, and I think the first 2 years he's, people talk, well, you got DeMar DeRozan for $22 million, 23, whatever it is. Well, the first 2 I think is close to $60 million. So it's $30 million year 1, $30 million year 2.
Front-loaded.
So it's front loaded, and I think the last year is like $14 million or something like that. And it's non-guaranteed. I do have concerns a little bit about the age. But on this team, he's not going to have to carry the load. And even if he does slip off and goes from a 24 to a 21 point per game score, that's still pretty damn good. And so his game, too, is not predicated on athleticism, beating guys, being faster than guys, jumping higher than guys. He's surgical with his offensive game. And so he's one of those guys, even at 50, is still going to be getting to his mid-range, still going to be not, I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the big 3, at some point, still getting buckets out there. And so I'm all good with this trade and this signing.
How about Scott? Scott joins us here on Sacktown Sports. Hello, Scott. What's up, sport?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good. Are you happy about DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah, man, that's a big trade for us right there. That's a big name. It just he doesn't have all the flair, so that's what people are looking for. But he's a solid guy. He's a solid attitude. He's a solid player. He brings in charisma. He's going to bring in defense. He's going to bring in a little bit of style and some size, for that offense. That's what we need. So my thing is with Gilbert, and you speak on a big city. Sac has always been growing. And when you come to Sacramento, you got to come to Sacramento and bring it. You can't come to Sacramento and just say you're gonna walk all over those guys. Those guys, they come out every night and they give 100%. So if you come and you give 99%, then you're not gonna get them. That's the way it goes. So and as far as our city, it's got a lot of flair, man. It's closed in flair. You have to be here to know that it's a big city. I call it the small San Francisco. I'm from San Francisco, and I compare it. It's just down the highway. It's just better living here is what we call it.
Yeah.
So I just want to weigh in on Gilbert. We got guys here like Doug Christie. We got KJs. We got big guys here. We got guys here like me. So I just want to weigh in on that, man. I just want to weigh in on that. When you come here, you got to bring your best, man. You got to bring your best looking girl. You got to bring your best looking car. You got to bring your best game. When you come to Sacramento, you got to bring your best game, man.
Yeah.
So I just want to weigh in on Gilbert because he kind of sounds like someone to me. I'm not saying any names, but I'm going to call him Gilbert Barkley today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great call.
Yeah. When I hear Gilbert Arenas say the things he says, I say, you're right, Gilbert. Just stay away. We're better off.
Well, we don't want him here anyway.
We don't need you here. You don't want to come here. We're good with that.
Did I ever tell you, and I'm sure I did, about my initial impressions of Sacramento? So I used to travel with the Celtics, and we come here, stay right downtown. And the other members of the Celtics media traveling party, the beat writers, they would stay in San Francisco and drive up and then drive back down. Because it usually was the Sacramento Golden State kind of schedule, but I was with the team, so I stayed downtown. And, it was kind of quiet. And I'm like, man, it is kind of dead out here. But I decided to go out and walk. And so I walked from the Sawyer then I got to 17th and J, 18th, 19th, and everything was lit up. The restaurants, I got to Midtown and I was like, hold up. Sacramento does have a scene. And that was my first initial, reaction to Sacramento. All the stuff I had heard about.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily true.
Right.
Like our last caller said, you got to be here to experience it. Think about Malik Monk re-signing. He experienced it. Now we're going to have DeMar DeRozan. I think Sacramento, man, when you look at it, it's a big little city, if that makes sense. Like, we got great restaurants, great people without all the traffic, without the hassle at the airport or anything like that. I love it here, man. Other than the 110-degree temps we got going on right now, it's been great.
As long as I've been here, there's always been a bit of a push and pull between people that want to keep it smaller and people want to get it bigger. But it actually benefits from being a little bit of both.
Yes,
conflict actually is part of the charm of the city.
Right.
Because it is, in a lot of ways, it's a lot of both.
Yeah, exactly. You get the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that it's the capital as well, and who knows what happens with the A's or, any kind of a expansion in that regard. But you can see it growing. I'm telling you, the restaurant scene is popping right now. I got to get out more, to be honest with you, because, when I look at it, I discover new places as I'm driving around day in and day out.
Casey's with us on Sacktown Sports. Mighty Casey at the bat. What's up, Casey?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
First of all, Gilbert Arenas is an idiot. He's the same guy that brought guns to practice and told his teammate he was going to shoot him. And so, anything he says really holds no weight. After doing something like that, showing your stupidity in that way. Second of all, the DeMar DeRozan trade to me is an absolute A. I listen to your guys' show pretty much every day, and I was one of the callers who called and hated on Harrison Barnes and had to listen to everybody else hate on Barnes and on Duarte all year long. And now we finally get rid of both of them. And now all of a sudden it's not like the complete blockbuster for us. Harrison Barnes doesn't do anything, in my opinion, maybe a little bit better defensively than DeMar DeRozan, but we also shed $2 million in salary. We actually are paying DeMar DeRozan less money than we're paying Harrison and Duarte this upcoming season. So we freed up $2 million in cap space. DeRozan is the perfect mid-range shooter that we need. We've already got pretty good three-point depth with Monk, Herter, and Fox getting his game going from the three-point line. So I think it's just a big trade. But I had one other question. Do you guys think – I haven't heard anything. Is Monk going to start now that he's getting paid nearly $20 million a year, or is he coming off the bench still? What do you guys think?
Good question, Casey. What do you think, Drapes?
I still think he comes off the bench.
I do too, especially if they bring in somebody else.
Right. If they bring in somebody else.
And slide DeRozan to the 2.
Like Stacy King says. Stacy King said DeMar is really a 2. Sure, he's been playing 3, but he's really a 2. But, it's interesting, and I'm sure we'll get to that Malik sound. He held his press conference on Saturday. He was asked about starting, coming off the bench, what have you, and he made it clear he wants to be a starter. He'll do what's necessarily for the team to win and everything, but in his mind, he wants to be a starter. And so how do you navigate that if you're Coach Mike Brown as you get closer to the season?
I know Bobby Jackson was a great six man a year. He always wanted to be a starter.
He wanted
one of the things that made him a great six man is he was going to prove to everybody, I should be starting, even though he never did.
Exactly. And we know for sure we got 4 positions locked up. We know who 4 starters are. Who's the starting 2 guard? Is it Keon Ellis? What about Kevin Herter? He's still on the roster. Is it Malik Monk? And so Mike Brown got some decisions to make with the lineup.
I'll say this about HB, and a lot of the people that have been coming out to sing his praises the last couple of days have been talking about the person, not the basketball. He's great for the community. And that's all true. I think he's going to be a really good fit for the
San Antonio. Oh, I agree with you.
And it's a good trade, and I understand why the Kings did what they did, but I think he's going to be a really good fit. He's going to sit there and shoot corner threes for the Spurs. He's going to have a big impact for them.
Well, think about what the Spurs did this offseason, Whitey. HB and CP3. The basketball IQ of that team just went up exponentially. Like, no offense to the guys before, but they were a bunch of chickens with their head cut off last year. They were just running around, turning it over, playing. They just didn't know how to play. Now you bring in 2 savvy veterans. I thought they had a good offseason, man. I actually like the move for both. CP3 and Harrison Barnes there.
And I would say the thing about HB that gets overlooked here, I think you pointed it out, Doug Christie pointed it out, HB spent a lot of time kind of playing out of position here.
Right.
He did it because it needed to be done.
We asked him to be our 4-man. He's not a 4-man. He's a 3. So when you look at, San Antonio, and let's see if Pop goes this way, you got, CP3 at the 1. You got who? Vassell at the 2, I guess. HB at the 3. I don't know what you do with Keldon Johnson. Do you bring him off the bench or whatever? Zach Collins at the 4 and Wembanyama at the 5. Like, that's a nice little team. They're an improved team this year. Not saying they'll make the playoffs, but they'll win more games than they did last year for sure.
Vassell, he's a
bucket
offensive.
Man. He is good.
Force of
yes.
nature.
Yes.
We don't have to worry about that.
Well, yeah.
Right. Yeah. John Hollinger doesn't normally say nice things about the Kings. He said something nice about this trade. Kinda.
Ooh.
What he said, as promised. When we come right back, Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got him. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
18 number ones. What was I thinking? Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart and more, plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
The wild-eyed Southern boys are back. 38 Special. Rock it into the night. Friday, July 19th at 7:30 at the venue at Thunder Valley. With Lou Graham, the original voice of Foreigner. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss 38 Special Live.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to sacklegaldefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
Live and local.
This is Sacktown Sports.
Big day here. Thanks for being with us. I have to tell you, Drapes, I'm not sure you may have heard this, but I came in, did the crossover with Styles and Watkins, and I had what I thought was a really good trivia question, and they both just crushed it. They both just, like an empty beer can, just, yeah.
Devastated that segment.
I heard it.
Did you? Did you get it too?
Yeah, that's so easy, Whitey. Like,
really?
You thought
No, chill, Drapes, because now he's going to body us at the end of the show
No,
for his
no.
Wayback Machine.
I mean,
with some obscure
if he's
facts.
coming with those kind of easy questions, we should sweep this today.
Oh, it should be easy today because everything in the Wayback quiz at the end of the show, everything is true or false. It's that easy.
50-50.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
True or false?
No, deceptive.
Don't be making it for Samo, easy for Samo, just because I mollywopped her last week.
True or false?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty simple,
Ooh,
right?
I also heard you caught a bag on Kyle.
Oh, I crushed Kyle. That was it was embarrassing for the young fella. I mean,
actually, he got the numbers game. Did Kyle Ledbetter in because there's only 5 questions. I think everybody got everything right, and he just You got one
that's
more
true.
in,
That's true.
He didn't get an extra question.
He didn't get an extra question. Yeah.
All
you're
right. So I thought that was anyway. When I read that factoid, I was pretty surprised by that. You probably know it too. The only guy in NBA history who's got 5 seasons with more than 100 3-point makes, and also 5 seasons with no 3-point makes. I read that today. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I thought, what a great question. Everybody asks us, oh yeah, Brooke Lopez. What else you got?
You know what's interesting about Brooke Lopez? I'll give you a trivia.
Okay.
He is the all-time scoring leader for which franchise? I mean, when you know his career.
The Nets?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Oh, that was easy.
I know, but that was easy. That was easy, but you wouldn't think Brooke Lopez would lead a franchise in scoring.
Well, I don't know if I should be nice about it now or I should treat you like you treated me on my question.
No, I was just trying to, you know how it is, Whitey. I don't know if you drink alcohol or not. I used to 7.5 years ago. When you go to the liquor store, you got to reach down to the bottom shelf for the cheap booze.
Uh-huh.
I was just reaching down to the bottom shelf like you had. Your trivia question, that was on the low-hanging fruit
I
shelf.
thought mine was top shelf.
No, you thought yours was top shelf liquor. No, I was bottom shelf there. So,
No, that's good. That's a good one.
Oh, you like that.
Yeah. John Hollinger, we know that he used to be in an NBA front office with Memphis, I think. He's not overly kind when it comes to the Kings, right? He treats the Kings the way you treat my trivia question.
Yeah.
So what did he think of this trade? He says the Kings he calls them team floor. He says you got DeRozan, Sabonis, and Fox. So that gives the Kings an unquestioned 3-headed nucleus of shot creation, minute sponging. Hard to see a combination like that failing to at least be average in the regular season. All 3 have shortcomings that get exposed against elite teams, but can reliably churn out quality and wins against the lesser lights. So you see what he's saying? He's like, it's pretty good. It's not great, but it might be okay. He says, this may all collapse like a house of cards in the playoffs and probably doesn't get them into the top 5. He says, on the other hand, what else did you want them to do? The Kings have a team helmed by Fox and Sabonis, so they're way too good to tank, and they were bad for too long before those two came to even consider it. So he says the fact Sacramento probably won't win a championship doesn't mean it should nuke the team or stop trying. So,
yeah. All right, we should have known Hollinger would have this kind of take. He's one of those guys that if you don't shoot threes, you must. Him and Kevin O'Connor. Both
it's almost like he's patting the Kings on the head.
Right.
That's really good.
Nice little move, kid. Yeah, nice little move.
He says improving a mid-tier team and getting Fox to ink an extension is a reasonable shorter-term goal, especially for a team with draft pick cards left to play. So basically saying for the Kings, this wasn't a bad move.
Right, for the Kings. I just don't get the disrespect for DeMar DeRozan. I mean, and the Kings just made it official, by the way. They just sent out the press release. Kings acquire DeMar DeRozan, so it's technically official right now. But you're talking about a 23,000-point scorer for his career, a future Hall of Famer, a 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. I don't get why this is panned as, a nice little move for the Kings. This dude is a bona fide, legit 22 to 24 point per game scorer, and he gives the Kings something they haven't had, and we talked about it. The late game scoring, the ISO guy, the guy that can get a bucket whenever you need it. When the offense is going to crap, give it to DeMar. He'll come through for you.
I do think it's a solid move, a good move, a strong move, one that all Kings fans should be excited about. I do think there hopefully is another move coming. And I'm not saying another major move, but another
You need to add somebody else.
I think
right?
so.
Right.
Yeah.
Where does this move put them, you think, in the Western Conference?
Couple notches ahead of where they were last year.
They were 9 seed.
Yeah. So maybe
7?
6. Yeah, right around there, I think. And maybe that's, there's good teams in the West.
Yeah, but I also look at it too, Whitey.
Ahead of the Clippers, right? Ahead of the Warriors.
Yeah, ahead of the Warriors, ahead of the Clippers. Nuggets?
I wouldn't say that now. Get back to me if they add somebody.
And the reason why I want to talk about this, Whitey, is, sure, they were the 9 seed at 46 and 36. But they were only 3 games behind the 6 seed. You can't tell me a healthy Malik and a DeMar DeRozan doesn't get you 3 more wins. It's not like, all right, we got the Thunder. Minnesota, I think, will still be up there. I'm going to give Dallas the benefit of the doubt. Is that all right? Can we do that? Dallas still be up there?
Yes,
you think?
I agree.
All right, let's say that's the – after that, Denver, the loss of KCP, all right, I'm going to have them in the top 4. After that, I think the Kings are probably better than the Suns.
Yeah, I think so.
Lakers?
Right now, I'd say, yeah. I think the Lakers are still going to do something, but right now, I'd say, yeah. I think the Kings, to be honest.
Pelicans?
No. I mean, you still got the Pelicans ahead of you. I know it's Kings fans who want to say, yeah, now they can beat them. I got to see it.
I think this move puts us in the top 6, though. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think the Suns have issues. I think the Lakers, they had a nice season, 47 wins, but I think, the Kings will have a better year to him. I think the DeRozan impact will be great.
I think they thought they were going to get DeRozan.
Right. They came up. Yeah. I mean, LeBron took less money to go out there, but when you just offered a mid-level, come on, man. Like, I'm shocked they didn't make, like, the Kings really didn't have to give up. It wasn't a salary cap thing.
I don't know how you can criticize the deal.
Right. They gave up HB,
a pick swap in 7 years.
A pick swap in 7 years.
Which may be a thing, but still.
And Chris Duarte, who was out of the rotation. I mean, it's crazy that the Lakers couldn't do that kind of deal to get DeMar DeRozan. Maybe he didn't want to go to L.A., but it's shocking to me. But I do think this moves the Kings into the top 6.
Let's put it this way. Let's say you got an appliance in your house that you need to work, and you have your neighbor. You can pick who comes over to help you, and you need it fixed. You can ask Monty McNair on one side of your house or Rob Palenkas on the other side of the house. Who you call?
Oh, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's exactly. You call him Monty. It's not even a question, right? I mean, and the thing about Monty, can we give him his flowers, please?
Please.
Because all off season, Monty's on the hot seat. He got to get it done. He got done arguably the best free agent signing in Kings history. The video of him walking onto the floor and the chants of Monty. Like, this dude, we shouldn't question him. It's going to take a lot. It's going to be a couple of years before I question Monty McNair again.
Cool thing is, I think, didn't he have his kid with him when people were doing that?
Yeah, think about that.
Awesome.
Like, yeah. You've had that happen before, though, right? You walk into a room.
I walked in a room with my kid, and people are chanting, Monty,
right?
Monty. Yeah, I didn't really mean much, but sure,
right.
Sure, it's happened. Here's what concerns me, though. The Kings are still kind of small. Some of the teams we mentioned in the West, I mean, look now at OKC. They could put Holmgren and Hartenstein on the floor at the same time. And we know Minnesota with two bigs what they did.
Yeah.
The Kings right now, it's like your front line right now is DeRozan and Keegan and Domas. It's like, okay, that's against certain teams, you could have some issues there size-wise.
Yeah.
That's why I think they're going to do something.
And, you know, I'm looking at some of the free agents out there. We talked about the mid-level exception. I don't know if a guy like Precious Achiuwa, is anybody interested in him? You know, somebody brought up Paul Reed, who is the backup center in Philly.
Sixers,
yeah. I would like that move. You know, he's a solid, backup guy, has some upside. And so you're right, though. Whatever move they make, it has to be probably a 4 or 5 man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do you hate the Seattle Sounders as much as I do?
You hate the Sounders?
Yep,
I have no opinion on the Sounders. What they do?
Well, they're playing the Republic.
Now I do. Yes. Hate Seattle. I love Seattle, the city. Sounders, the club, not so much.
Yeah, Seattle Sounders. Boo against Republic FC tomorrow in the Open Cup quarterfinals. Connor Sutton, Republic FC MC, joins us with the outlook for that one next as we roll on. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Nighttime is the right time to track your golf ball's flight time at the Hagen Oaks Top Tracer driving range. It's more relaxed at night with people enjoying the Top Tracer technology where you can play Pebble Beach at Hagen Oaks. You can compete against your friends in a variety of games or just practice with the Top Tracer television technology. There's food when you're hungry from the Hangout food truck or enjoy a craft beer on the brand new patio with relaxed seating. And don't forget the summer-long free concert schedule. It's the Hagen Oaks driving range nightly until midnight, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway.
This 4th of July celebrates spectacular savings at Elk Grove Kia. During this Kia summer sales event, drive away in a 2024 Forte for only $169 per month, or get 4.99% for 72 months on a new Seltos. Or come shop our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles with many starting below $20,000. We work with many credit situations and have vehicles to fit every need and budget. But these deals won't last. So get to Elk Grove Kia at the Elk Grove Auto Mall during the 4th of July sales event. Forte lease plus tax, $4,999 due at signing. 0 security deposit. 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents per mile excess. 5 available. Celtos offers $16.06 per month for $1,000 financed. No down payment required. 5 available. On approval of credit. Ends 7/8/24.
Turn your highway into a smileway. Elk Grove Kia.
Sacktown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sacktown Sports and subscribe.
Going to get the inside scoop on DeMar DeRozan, how he fits in with the Kings, top of the hour. Jerry Reynolds going to join us, all-time Kings icon. Right now, we turn our attention to tomorrow night, Heart Health Park. 10, by the way, on the chat says, I will be there.
10's going tomorrow?
10 is going tomorrow.
I should go. 8 o'clock start, I believe, tomorrow.
Republic FC taking on the... I can't even say it.
Hated
Seattle Sounders. Boo! The Open Cup quarterfinals with more on that. Nice enough to join us. Republic FC MC, host of the Breakaway Soccer Pod, Connor Sutton. How are you today, Connor?
I'm great, and I'm right there with you guys. No Starbucks tomorrow for me. I'm going elsewhere, so I'm ready to go.
Well said, sir. Can you tell us what it means for the Republic and for Sacramento to be hosting a game tomorrow of this magnitude?
Yeah, it's a huge deal, right? I mean, we're obviously not in Major League Soccer, but this is a tournament where we have the opportunity to play MLS teams and to host MLS teams, especially one which is much, championships as the Sounders do. They are one of the best MLS teams of all time. And so it's a big opportunity. And not only that, we beat the Earthquakes this last year. 2 years ago, we went to the final of this tournament. So it's a huge, huge opportunity. Another great chance to show the soccer world that Sacramento is a fantastic soccer city.
Hey, Connor, talk about the success we've had. You just mentioned, a couple years ago over MLS clubs and what it's taken, to get the program to this level and how much is it a badge of honor to be able to beat a higher level club like MLS club?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a big deal. And I want to, they're spending, just to put this into perspective, over $16 million a year on their roster, right? We're about a tenth of that on what we are. So it's a big deal for these players because it's also a chance for them to show their level. And maybe then when their contract's up, they can make a move to Major League Soccer. Maybe they can get transferred there. So it's an opportunity for them. But in terms of a club, yeah, you're right. I mean, we've had 6 cup sets where we've upset MLS teams since 2014, more than any other lower division team. And this is a point of pride for us at the Republic. We hold ourselves to a high standard, and when we play these MLS teams, we believe in ourselves. The players believe that they can win these games, and that's why 2 years ago they beat 3 consecutive MLS teams, including like I said, the Earthquakes, LA Galaxy, and Sporting Kansas City. This Sounders team is a team that's won 4 of 5 in MLS. They've been playing much better as of late. They're maybe the best MLS team of all time. They've won this tournament many times. So we got a big test tomorrow night, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Catching up with Connor Sutton from Republic FC tomorrow night. Massive match here in Sacramento. Republic FC against Seattle. Speaking of Open Cups, Connor, asking for a friend. Are the rumors of $2 beer night true?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that is true. And they are my favorite Modelo's. So if that helps, yeah, $2 Modelo's while supplies last. So we do encourage fans to get there early. We will have some fun surprises at the match other than just the game pregame. So we encourage fans to get there early. It should be it should be a rowdy crowd. They're going to hate Seattle and the Sounders, not Seattle, but the Sounders just as much as we and you guys are right now. So it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Just tell me about the season so far. How has the squad been? I know they got off to a solid start, hit a little, rough patch here recently. Just update me on where things stand with the club.
Yeah, listen, you're right. We've not been playing our best soccer recently, but we've had a couple injuries that have really plagued us. But I will say, a couple additions, couple guys starting to play better. And this is a good opportunity. We moved our game that was last weekend to later in the season to get a full week's rest, basically. So that's a real big promise for us. And then also Seattle had to play this last weekend on Saturday. So we're coming off a little more rest than they are, which is, of course, going to matter. And by the way, I've heard it from good sourcing that this Seattle team not very familiar with playing in the heat, and it's going to be 94 tomorrow, and this is a break for us.
Yes,
we're like 94. Right. That's unbelievable. They are like dreading 94, so it's going to be interesting to see how they handle the heat. And it's going to be, it's a good match, and I think what's going to be interesting is whichever team can strike first. If Sacramento can strike first, I think that bodes well. We saw in that San Jose game about a month ago, it was a high-scoring 4-3 game in extra time. But I don't know. I think this is going to be more of a low-scoring affair, so I think the team that strikes first might be able to pull it out.
All right, Connor, I know in addition to doing the PA at the games, you host the Breakaway Pod, and you already just answered part of this question, but I was going to ask you strategically what probably gives the Republic FC the best chance of pulling off this, as you say, cup set.
So that's a great question. I think for Sacramento, when they made this run 2 years ago, they did it on the counterattack. They would sit back, and then counter. This team likes to possess the ball a little more. So I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be a possession game. If Sacramento can hold possession, can maintain the ball against the Sounders, these MLS teams, they let you have the ball at your feet a little more than what we normally see in USL Championship. So I think there might be a little more space. And out on the wing, out on the flank, I think we could see Sacramento really try and strike. And I think if Jack Kerr, our right wing back, who's been so good this last few years, if he can play some good balls into the box, I think we may be able to get on the end of them and get a few header goals. I think that's going to be one of the biggest keys. So it's going to be the possession, I think, for Sacramento. Their defense, their goalkeeping has been phenomenal. And who knows, if this goes to penalty kicks, I'll take our guy Danny Vitiello over just about anybody. So I'm feeling good about tomorrow.
Man, I like the confidence. I was going to ask you about some of the position battles. What should we look for in terms of, some from our front field players, some of our guys that are up? What should we look for there?
I think Kieran Phillips, the striker who we got on loan from Huddersfield Town, is the guy to watch up top. For Seattle, it really depends on what they put out. Again, they're only on a couple days rest. So do they play their best 11 to start, or do they bring some guys in off the bench in the 60th minute or so? Again, with that heat could be a factor for them. I think those are the two questions. If I was watching out for Seattle, Rui Diaz would be the guy I would be paying attention to. He's a veteran. He's been very good in this tournament. He's a guy who's, he's 33 years old, is a really, really good in Major League Soccer, has had a great career. He's a guy I'd be watching, but who knows? He might not be in the 11. He might come off the bench tomorrow. So it's those two guys, the attackers, and Kieran Phillips and Rui Diaz, who I expect to be on display tomorrow night.
For your tickets, SacRepublicFC.com. That's SacRepublicFC.com. Connor, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck tomorrow night. We hope to talk to you again real soon. Hopefully you got some good news to share with us real soon, sir. Thank you, Connor.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
All right, Connor.
Massive match.
It's going to be huge, man. And I remember, when, last match, the Republic won, and then we were waiting to see who they would face and would it be a home match.
Yeah.
And the fact that we got them here on our home turf in 96-degree heat, it's going to be huge tomorrow night.
He's right. For the Sacramento players, 96, that's nothing. Today, I know you walk your dog in the morning. Sometimes walk my dog today. It was, I don't know what it was. Was it 80 something? But it felt like, compared to the last few days, it's like, this is nothing.
Yes.
When it's 113 and then the next day is 98, I was like, this is beautiful.
I will say, did you feel a breeze last night? Did you? Oh, you don't do a night walk. I forget.
No.
You're a one walk a day kind of guy.
Right.
I'm a 2 walk a day kind of guy, morning and night. I went
so you felt it coming.
Yeah. At 9 o'clock, it was like a nice breeze out there. I mean, it was still hot. 95 is still 95, but it was a nice breeze. And so, what is it? Right now, it's 102 outside. That's nothing, right? I'm going to Vegas on Friday.
And how are they doing? And how are their temps going to be when the A's move there?
Yeah, think about this. If you're 113, 115, 115, 115, 112, I heard it got up to 120 this weekend in Vegas. Ridiculous. I don't know what's going on out there, man. But I'll be there. I'll be there.
So next year, if the A's are here, I know they're supposed to have artificial turf because there's no way that turf can hold up with as many games you're going to play. If it's like it was last week, you
got pants on out there too.
Playing on artificial turf.
Yeah. It is what it is.
That's
we
right.
We want baseball here, baby.
That's right. Man. We got big time soccer tomorrow as we roll on with the DeMar DeRozan conversation. Jerry Reynolds with us at the top of the hour. So as exciting as this is, I feel like something else still should be coming and will be coming. Do you share that view as far as another?
Yeah, I think so. And I think we need to, and I said this last week, the Kuzma thing, I think that door has closed. I could be wrong.
It almost seems like the Kings could do that, but they're like, we're all right.
Right, we're all right. You know, is it Isaiah Stewart trading for? Is it Bobby Portis? Is it a mid-level kind of guy? The problem is a lot of the free agents, you know, at that position are pretty much gone. You know, and you know, one guy we talked about, Caleb Martin, he's going to Philadelphia. You got Precious Achiuwa still out there. Sadiq Bey, he doesn't have enough size though. I need somebody with a little more size. So let me look at the center position to see who's still out there.
Somebody who
Bismack Biyombo.
Bismack Biyombo, who, if I'm not mistaken, is technically who the Kings drafted instead of Clay, and it ended up being Jimmer.
Yeah,
but I think if you look it up, it says they drafted Bismack Biyombo.
How about your boy Moses Brown? Yes. From Portland? No. Harry Giles.
I think I like Isaiah Stewart, somebody of that caliber at least.
Yeah.
By the way, somebody on the chat, I apologize, I can't find it now. Somebody was mad because I'm the one that said Precious Achiuwa. Give me credit, but now I've lost it. So there you go. Whoever you are.
Somebody.
Yeah. I mentioned Precious Achiuwa before you guys.
I sort of gave you credit. You know, I didn't say it was our idea, or said somebody said that. They, you know, they want some clicks and some recognition. But no, it's
TR. I brought up Paul Reed and Precious Achiuwa. Give me my props.
Give
there
him
you go,
TR. TR, you got it.
Props.
Hope that makes you feel better, big
fan. Yeah.
There's not much out there right now, Whitey. I do think Paul Reed, to TR's point, would be a really good fit here in Sacramento.
As a backup
big. Yeah, backup big. Or are we looking for a starting four still, you think?
Yeah, well, that's what I am. How about Jerry Reynolds? He was on this show weeks ago. He said you need 2 starters. Does he still feel that way? After the DeRozan acquisition, we'll find out. The great Jerry Reynolds joins us next. Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
It's better over here.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
You don't want to miss the Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. This is your chance to drive home in a brand new Kia with leases starting as low as $169 per month, plus bonus cash. Whether you're eyeing the stylish Kia Soul, the versatile Kia Sportage, the luxurious Telluride, or the efficient Kia Forte, we've got the perfect model to fit your lifestyle and budget. Come into Kia Vacaville today and experience our incredible selection of vehicles, outstanding customer service, and unbeatable deals. Kia Vacaville's friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find your dream car and to make the entire process seamless and enjoyable. Imagine cruising through this summer to Tahoe or the beach in a brand new spacious Kia, making memories with family and friends. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit Kia Vacaville today and turn your dream into reality. Make this summer one to remember with a new Kia from Kia Vacaville. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
The wild-eyed Southern boys are back. 38 special. Rock it into the night. Friday, July 19th at 7:30 at the venue at Thunder Valley. With Lou Graham, the original voice of Foreigner. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss 38 Special Live.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Can you believe it's come to this? After days of so much hair pulling and gnashing of teeth, here we are celebrating the Kings' acquisition of multiple-time All-Star, future Hall of Famer DeMar DeRozan. I'm still having a hard time wrapping my brain around it, Drapes. Didn't see it coming.
Multiple-time All-Star, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
King of the Four.
23,000 points. Wow. In the NBA for his career. This is an amazing day. As TR just said, and I'm going to give you your credit, TR, it's officially DeMar DeRozan Day in Sacramento.
What'd you think of the video with him and
Vivek? I was going to just say, if you don't follow Vivek on social, on Instagram or Twitter /X, go check it out. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Mm-hmm. It was funny. It was. I love Vivek. He's trying to be cool, but I'm glad DeMar got a laugh at it. Check it out right there.
Our next guest hopefully is staying cool, which is not easy these days. If anybody can do it, he can. Kings icon, the one and only Jerry Reynolds. How are you today, Jerry? Did you have a good holiday?
Yeah, well.
What? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Geez,
I apologize for bringing it up. I'm sorry I brought that up, Jerry.
Yeah, well, okay. We'll let it pass. Let's move on here.
How about DeMar DeRozan's fit here? Do you see it as being a good one for the Kings?
I love it. I mean, I think the guy's terrific. You know, he's a baller. You know, one of those guys that can get you. You know, he's like, I mean, they just added a second crunch time player. That's what they did, a big time crunch time guy that can get to the line, which is, we all know that they don't get to the line enough. He'll get there, and he makes free throws. That's another outstanding quality. And then, and I think really an underrated thing that he does, you know, he's going to help get the Kings into the bonus a lot quicker.
Yeah.
You know, the Kings spent too much time never getting in the bonus because he couldn't draw fouls. So he'll help them get there, and that's significant.
Our guy Jerry Reynolds joining us here. Hey, Jerry, when you look at, you know, what this signifies for the organization, the city, some people, including myself, saying the best free agent signing in the Sacramento era. What say you, and what does this mean for where this franchise is right now?
Well, I don't. To me, it's a sign and trade, so it's not really a free agent, but because you gave up assets. But it's the best sign and trade that the Kings have ever made. It moves ahead of the Brad Miller sign and trade of some years ago. But I'll still say the best free agent signing was Vlade Divac, because you got Vlade and you gave up nothing, but money. And so there's a difference, but it's a great, Monty and his staff did a great job. I mean, DeMar's got a legitimate chance of Hall of Fame, and that's the level player that he is. And I thought last year that he had about as good a year as he's ever had. So there's plenty left in the tank. I mean, he's a people say, well, he's 34. Well, yeah, he's 34, but he's really good. That's better than 24 and not being very good.
Jerry, I know you're shy about this type of thing. I got to give you some credit here because when we first started talking about, who might the Kings acquire, I wasn't thinking DeMar DeRozan at all, but I was reminded of last season at the deadline. I think you were on the show and you said, I think a guy like DeMar DeRozan would be a real good fit here. If you could get him, if the Bulls are looking to move him, didn't happen then, but it happens now. So you kind of foresaw that, what a good fit he would be for them, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty amazing, aren't I? No, he's, really, I think, we all hope that maybe they can get another player, maybe with size, but even if they don't, one thing I think it clearly does, it gives them a chance to be better offensively than they were even a season ago or 2 seasons ago when they were third. It had the best offense in the league, because they really can put some firepower out there. They'd be small, but they would still, if you can go score 125 every night, you still win, because the other team have a tough time getting that many. And I like having Monk back, of course, and DeRozan, and of course Fox and Domas. I mean, you've got some guy Keegan's. You could put a starting lineup out there. It wouldn't be real big, but probably with Domas, you're still going to get enough rebounds, and you can really be hard to guard.
Yeah, you're right about that. Jerry Reynolds joining us. Jerry, how do you think DeMar impacts the offense in terms of scheme and what we draw up? Does he open up the playbook even more? Would you say, how much will we have to adjust what we do to fit him in?
Well, I think there'll be a little adjustment. I think the Kings are lucky. They've got, Domas and Fox, two main guys that are unselfish guys. And I think with not that DeMar's never been a selfish guy, but he's good without the ball. Now he'll dribble it for you too and create shots, but he can move without the ball. And I think he'll fit nicely. I mean, people question his 3-point shooting, but that's gotten much better in the last few years, and certainly even right now, I think he's an excellent 3-point shooter from the corner, which of course just about anybody is, but he'll get those shots with the Kings. I don't think there'll be. I think he'll be easy to fit in because he's highly skilled, and I think the most important thing is in close games in the NBA down the stretch and last 6 minutes, which you guys know as well as me that's about 70% of every game. You've got another guy that can go get baskets.
Jerry, you have another thing you've taught us about basketball is that as long as you score more points than the other team, you're in good shape. That said, that said, I mean, did the offense get better here, but the defense is going to take a few steps back?
No, it probably stayed about the same.
Yeah.
I don't, I think DeMar is not what you call a stopper, but then really Harrison really wasn't either. I think, Harrison could have matched up on some bigger guys easier, but overall, I think it's pretty much the same. And when you really look at it, the team was a better defensive team at the end of the year anyway, because of other factors. So, Yeah, probably about the same.
Okay.
I don't. Okay. Yeah, I think about the same. And as you said, it's a scoreboard. It's not a guard board.
That's true. You got to score points to win. Jerry, how do you think this impacts the standings in the West? Are we a top 6 team? Does it move us up that much? What do you think?
I do. I think it puts us in the top 6. I really do. Now, might even hope for more, but it's hard to say, okay, now we've caught Oklahoma City and Minnesota and Dallas and Denver. I believe those teams would still be feeling pretty comfortably ahead, but I think it gives you a legitimate chance to maybe even get to 5.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that concerns me, Jerry, is when you look at what some of the other teams in the West can do, like Minnesota last year with 2 bigs. Oklahoma City now has 2 bigs, and the Kings seem to be getting a little smaller. Obviously, as you say, if you're scoring and you're still rebounding, it doesn't matter. But are the Kings, as you said, they're kind of small now. Is that something they need to address? Are the Kings right now maybe a little too small?
Well, I think they are, to be honest. I mean, they could certainly use more size. Another, obviously power forward center type would be ideal. I mean, I think that would give them a chance to really compete with any of those teams. But I think that would be the question I would have, because with the current lineup, I mean, I think you can win smaller like they are, but you're going to have to do it, pressure defense picking up. You're going to have to play, really stretch the game out, get it off the board. And I don't know, you just can't know that you can play that way all the time.
All right, Jerry, my final question for you. How do you think this move impacts Domantas Sabonis? I think, we may even see a better version of Domas where he doesn't have to carry the scoring load and be expected to get more than the 18, 19, 20. How do you think this impacts him?
Well, I couldn't agree more, Kyle. I thought that. I mean, I think what'll happen, with a great scorer like DeMar, and then, you're hoping Keegan gets a little better. And of course, we know Domas doesn't really care about it. I think instead of him getting 20 points on 13 shots, I can see him getting 17 on 10, and getting 10 or 11 assists. I mean, I think that is him at his best, really finding scores, and he's got one more guy to find. And so I like I say, I've never thought you really put the value of Sabonis based on how many points he scores. That's kind of third on the list, really.
Mm-hmm. And Jerry, before we let you go, what do you think of the fit for HB with the Spurs? And you were covering the team when he first got here. How are you going to remember Harrison Barnes and the contributions he made to the city and the team?
Well, total class, total pro, pro's pro. There's never been, his whole career says that. And again, doesn't miss games, takes a lot of pride in trotting out there. And of course, that's another thing about DeMar. He shows up and plays games, much like I think, this franchise has done a great job of putting together guys who, unless they're really bad hurt, will trot out there and play, which is a very strange concept in the NBA anymore.
Today's NBA, yeah.
You think he'll be a good fit for Pop in San Antonio?
Oh, he'd be a great fit. And absolutely. It's a great break for him, and I think Pop will figure out a way to get even more mileage out of him. But and with Wembanyama, Chris Paul, they're actually scares me a little. They're going to be significantly better, and Harrison will be part of that. If you can't wish Harrison Barnes well, you're just a pretty sorry person. That's all.
Coach, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Hope to talk to you again soon. I'll be in touch, sir.
Can't wait, guys.
All right. Thank you. The one and only Jerry Reynolds likes to fit. Yeah, he said last season, I take a look at DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
Like, I hadn't thought of that.
Right. From his lips to Monty's ears.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're coming right back with why I'd rather do a trade with Monty McNair than Danny Ainge as our celebration of DeMar DeRozan rolls on here on Sacktown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
This segment is brought to you by Kia Vacaville. Check them out at KiaVacaville.com.
This is Sacktown Sports.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. What do you think? DeMar DeRozan, do the Kings still need another move? Does this push them into the top 6, top 5, or better in the West? We'd love to know what you think on this day of celebrations for Kings fans, because something finally happened, and it was something very nice. Jerry Reynolds seems to like the fit very much, and that's always good news.
Yeah. Coach hyping this one up for us, and I think we're all excited about this signing. Says this move moves them into the top 6, and that means a return to the playoffs. And so it's a shame we got to wait, 3 months or whatever, July, August, September, October, almost 3 months until we see DeMar out there playing, but I'm excited, man.
Let me play the devil's advocate. Come after me on this.
Here you go.
DeMar DeRozan. Come on, Rip Hamilton. He just shoots the mid-range. You got to be able to knock down the threes, and he won't even take them. How can these Kings fans get so excited about this when this guy, he's not a good three-point shooter at all? No wonder that the Bulls moved off him, and the Spurs moved off him, and Toronto moved off him. He's a relic.
He's a relic that's still effective. He's a relic that gives you 24 points per game. He's a relic that shoots 48% from the field. And like it was Stacy King, I think, that said it. You know, if you're shooting 30% from 3, why would you want that guy to shoot threes? You accentuate his strengths. 70% from mid-range, according to Stacy King. He's a bucket getter. He finished top 3 in the last 2 Clutch Player of the Year voting. Now you got him and De'Aaron Fox, 1 and 2 in clutch points a season ago. And so it's a perfect match, man. And when you look at the Kings this past season, Whitey, we had trouble finishing out games. Milwaukee, Phoenix, Chicago, like you just said, New Orleans, all these games. We had trouble closing out teams. Well, we got one of the best closers in the league right now in DeMar DeRozan.
There was a really good video breakdown of how this could be a genius move for the Kings. I saw it today, and I apologize. I forget who had it, or I'd mention it. I have to retweet that or something. But one of the things I mentioned is with DeMar DeRozan, he's not a threat beyond the arc much. As Jerry said, well, you can shoot the corner 3, which is big. But point is, once DeMar DeRozan puts the ball on the floor, and he gets anywhere near the paint, then he's like, the defense has to react to that.
Yes.
Because he's so good from the paint.
Right.
So you look at the inside-out nature of that. In Golden State, they talk a lot about Steph Curry's gravity, and the same type of thing applies here. When DeMar DeRozan gets into the paint, the defense all of a sudden, whoop, whoop.
Right.
And then, you've got great opportunity for, as you like to say,
spray threes, baby. Those spray threes.
Yeah.
Mike doesn't even have to talk about spray 3. We all know, Mike.
Yeah.
Don't talk about. But here's the thing, Whitey, and we mentioned it: 5 assists per game. This guy is another creator off the dribble. He helps guys. Kevin Huerter's going to get better looks. Keegan's going to get better looks. Heck, even De'Aaron Fox is going to get better looks. Look at our team last season. How many creators did we really have? Fox, Sabonis, and Monk. That's it. Everybody else couldn't create their own shot or create it for other people. Now you add one of the, 5 assists per game. That's pretty stealth. That's pretty healthy right there. And now you get another guy that can set people up. And that's why I asked Jerry the question about how will this impact their offense, because I think you can open up the playbook even more now because you got another ball handler, another facilitator.
Yeah, and speaking of opening things up, as I say, DeMar DeRozan draws the defense in. That opens things up. On the other hand, if you're making threes, the defense has to spread out. That opens things up
for him.
For DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
So that way, in addition to the free throws, get to the basket, he can address some of the Kings' most glaring weaknesses from last year.
Yes. And also, and I'm going to go back to we had the great Stacy King on at 2:30, and he talked about DeMar's, sort of taking the younger players under his wing, bringing them down to L.A., working out with them. I think that's going to be huge for guys like Keon Ellis, Keegan Murray, once he's done with the USA Select team. Devin Carter, when he gets healthy and gets that shoulder worked on and comes back stronger than ever. And so, having a guy like that, a future Hall of Famer, a guy that comes with credentials, a resume, I think that's going to be big for Sacramento.
DeMar DeRozan, he drove to see Ayo Dosunmu's jersey getting retired at Illinois.
Yes.
DeRozan drove there to be part of that.
To support his guy. And that's what we need, man. A guy that, despite all his stature, multiple-time All-Star, he's one of the guys. He's, and that's why I say, we're going to miss Harrison Barnes, yes, but DeMar DeRozan does a lot of the same similar stuff inside the locker room behind the scenes.
But the other side of it is the Kings are pretty small, as Jerry said. I agree with Jerry. Kings right now, and they have time to address it if they feel the need, they're a pretty small team. If DeMar DeRozan and Keegan Murray are starting forwards, and then you got Domas, who doesn't, is not a rim protector, you're a little small in the front court.
Well, let me ask you this, because, you're talking about can they walk and chew gum and, are we – I don't want to be Debbie Downer. I don't want to be that guy. But should they have also already made a move? Like, I feel like the free agents, the mid-level that we were going to use, like all the best players are already gone. And now, no offense to the guys, still out there, but you're picking from a litter of guys that teams haven't won it yet.
My guess would be that whoever they like, first of all, they may not see it that way, right? They may say, we don't need anybody, we're good. But if they do, then whoever they like must either still be out there, or I think they would have been in on them. And we didn't hear anything.
Right. We didn't hear anything. Like no free agent meetings, no, nothing. But to your point, that needs to be addressed. Like our size, you got Alex Len off the bench, you got Domas, Trey Lyles, but everybody else, 6'8" and shorter.
Like Stacy King said, you basically have a 2 playing small forward, and they did that last year, but they weren't very good.
Right. So how do they address that then? Is it mid-level? Is it by way of trade still? You still can make a move.
I mistakenly said something about using your MLE on Isaiah Stewart, and you pointed out, well, he's do that, but you could, in theory, swing a deal for him if Detroit's
Kevin in a first, maybe. Would you do something like that for beef stew?
Wow.
You got to attach some draft. You got to attach draft. Like, why would? No offense, but Detroit doesn't want any of our players. Like that doesn't help them. They're looking to rebuild, and so I would think draft capital would have to be attached to whatever you do.
Who knows what they're doing, right? I mean, they have a new regime.
Yeah, who knows?
Speaking of trades, it's interesting looking at Monty McNair and the 2 big deals he's made. This one and then the Sabonis deal. And I think in both these trades, everybody wins. I know some people are saying, oh, this wasn't a good trade for the Bulls. They waited too long, but they got something. San Antonio got something. The Kings got something. And, of course, the Pacers trade, everybody was happy. Whereas Danny Ainge fleeces teams, and I don't blame him. That's what you want to do. But it's interesting when Monty makes some of these deals, it's like everybody gets value. It's like he makes win-win-win
He's
deal.
not trying to crush you.
Yeah.
Or,
he probably is.
He would like to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point, and that might be the reason why, Larry Markkinen hasn't been dealt yet. Danny's trying to clearly, win the deal, capitalize, maximize his asset. But Monty, the thing we talked about with Monty, you came up with this saying a couple of weeks ago. What was it? Reptilian patience.
Yeah,
exactly. And he sees his target and just lays wait in the wings and then strikes. And to your point, I like Chris Duarte going to Chicago. You know, it didn't work out here, but there he can go be a bucket getter. You know, I don't think they're going to demand the defense.
He's going to have a chance again.
Right.
Like, all right, let's see what you got.
I like the Josh Giddey move. You know, we had Stacy King, on, and they talked about how when they lost Lonzo Ball, it really impacted. Now you got another facilitator, another guy, and they got our boy Jalen Smith, who me and you both wanted. They signed him in free agency. And so, and we know what San Antonio got. And so, did San Antonio even give up anything? A pick swap. That's it. Like, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I don't know.
They were just a facilitator. Yeah, they were just,
we'll help you out, but we're going to need a little something.
So, yeah, everybody, I think, walks away from this happy. And we got to remember, DeMar DeRozan was a free agent. Could they have traded him at the deadline? Maybe got more. Maybe. We don't know. But especially because he was going to be a free agent. How much are you giving up for a 3-month rental? And so I think everybody won in this.
That's the criticism that a lot of people have for the Bulls is that, look, they doubled down on this team that really wasn't going anywhere.
Right,
and they ended up not going anywhere. I always appreciate a team that tries. We're going to try to be good. Isn't there something noble about, wow, what a novel concept. They're trying to be as good as they can be.
Right.
But when the Bulls first brought in DeRozan, I remember it looked like, they're kind of going to end up being a middle-of-the-pack veteran team.
Right.
You really want to be that. And that's what they were, and they never were able to get any better than that. And it scared me when I first heard the news that DeRozan was coming here. I thought, is that what the Kings are? Are they becoming just like, hey, we've got some pretty good players. Are they going to be like a mid-level team that doesn't get any further? But I don't think that's it. I think this is a commitment to the core, which includes Keegan, who's very young, and Fox, whom they drafted. And I give them credit also for trying to make the most of this core.
Yes. You bring in a veteran that's still at the top of his game. And, I also wonder too, Whitey, with his contract, does it coincide with Keegan's extension too? His numbers will come off the books. Keegan, will get his big extension. Then you got your big three going forward. I mean, when you look at, and we talk so much about the timeline, and this is something you mentioned last week, DeRozan allows Keegan to develop at his own pace. We don't go
probably take an active hand. I want to help this guy get better.
Exactly. And so, I think, because the pressure was going to be on Keegan. If we didn't do anything, the pressure was going to be on Keegan to step his darn game up. But now you got DeRozan, a clear number 2, or, some nights a number 1. And Keegan, you know what? Go down out there, lock down, develop, and the pressure's not on him as much.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. If you want to be part of the show, even more than you are already. Everybody's part of the show. If you watch the show, you're part of the show. The clear NBA offseason winner so far. Are the Kings the biggest winner? Next, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And, of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And, as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
18 number ones. Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, I love you just the way Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
Hey, you. I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LANZESS.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Quick Quack Car Wash takes the drama out of keeping your car clean.
Let's wash the car. Don't spray the hose inside the car.
Our convenient wash packages make it easy to get your car soaked, scrubbed, and on your way. Protect your car from sun, rain, and pollen with a ceramic duck wash and get our in-wash light show and an unbeatable clean.
Oh, the kids filled the gas tank with water.
Of course they did. Quick Quack Car Wash. Come in today and get 25% off any wash.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento, I applaud you. You are truly a great basketball town. Right now on our monitors here, of course, we have monitors all over the studio showing everything that's going on around the world. We have over here, this is the Utah Summer League, OKC in Philadelphia.
Yes.
And there's nobody there. There's a few people there.
Dozens.
Yeah. And which is, I understand. But on NBA TV, we have from Sacramento, Charlotte against the Chinese national team. The Charlotte Hornets Summer League team against the Chinese national team. And there's a decent crowd.
It was, yes.
That's
yes. and Whitey, supposedly, I didn't see the video or notice, the crowds down at Chase Center weren't that good.
Really?
For their version of the California Classic. I mean, we're a basketball hotbed here. We love our hoops. And I think, it's witness. Like Utah right now, OKC and Philly, and I get it. It's OKC and Philly.
It looks like a bubble game.
It looks like a bubble game.
Yeah.
Like it's empty in there. It looks like one of those games where you know how we broadcast live from the arena early, and like corporations and groups, they get to play on the Golden One Center floor. That's how it looks. You got family and friends in the audience, and that's about it.
Right. Whereas for the Charlotte Hornets Summer League team and the Chinese national team,
we showed out.
Nice crowd in Sacramento.
We showed
How about
out.
that? You know what? There is one small aspect of the DeRozan trade and everything that follows that I think is going to make one longtime King unhappy.
What?
I'm talking, of course, about the fact that you see what number DeMar DeRozan always been number 11. Domas wear number 11, so DeRozan is going to wear number 10 when Mike Bibby last week talked about it.
I hope they retire that number someday.
That dude was campaigning for it, right?
He was.
We thought this might be the chance.
Yes.
This might be it. Domas switched his number. It's your turn, Mike. And
that's too bad.
I wonder, is that why Domas switched? Is that part of the reason?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Did he give a reason?
No, I think it was family reasons.
His
number
father.
11.
His
His
father,
dad.
right?
But I wonder, I mean, how come he didn't choose 11 at first?
Right.
When he first got here.
I don't know.
All of a sudden, he switches from 10 to 11.
Mike is solid, then DeRozan comes in and goes, nah.
Right. That was part of the recruiting pitch, maybe.
Yeah.
You got your number 10. I know that's important for you. You can keep it.
Poor Mike Bibby saying, everybody's saying this guy's so great.
Right.
I'm not that impressed.
Exactly. Poor Mike.
Yeah. Hang in there. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Buddha joining us on Sacktown Sports. Hello, Buddha. How are you?
What's up, family? How y'all doing?
Good. What's
man?
up, Blair? What's going
brother.
on? What can we do for you?
Hey, brother, what can DeMar do for you? That boy's going to be out there cooking. He's going to be doing so many things, man. His footwork is crazy. And if you can put him at the shooting guard or the small forward spot, man, I feel like he's going to be bullying people down the road. So y'all got a big piece right there. But I feel like you need one more move because we were supposed to be getting length and athleticism. So we need one more like power forward that can bang with the Zions because he killed us last year. That was the main piece. It was like he was unstoppable. I feel like DeMar, he a bucket, but he ain't a big guy that you try and put on something like that.
Still a little small, huh, Buddha? The lineup still looks a little small.
Yeah, but it ain't nothing. You just got to make a little trade now and you know that your team can be really amazing. I feel like it could be amazing, all-time great amazing, if you could just upgrade a little bit more. I know we were just asking money for DeMar, but you upgrade a little bit more, I think we'll be killing it.
I'm with you, Buddha. Hey, let's get greedy, right?
Yeah.
Don't just be happy with this. You know, make the one more move that you need to really complete out your team. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and I believe you still need like at least a little backup center to give a little bit more competition. But you ain't got to spend a lot. But what about somebody like Damon Jones? I mean, you seen what he did for us before when DeMar DeRozan first came here. He went down. And Damon Jones, he was having games like 17, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Like he can shoot the mid range. He can shoot threes at times. Like he really slept going. He didn't get an opportunity because he was with Cleveland and LA sometimes.
Yeah,
but. I feel like we
you're
should
right,
look back at
Buddha.
him too.
Yeah, Damian Jones looked good when he was here. Like in that backup center role, he played with energy, blocked shots. I wouldn't be opposed to him as the backup.
Too, right?
Huh?
When he was here before, Alex Lynn was here too, and he was better than him. So
no, you're right, man. Damian Jones, I was sorry to see him leave. Like, I'm like, why are we giving up on this kid? This kid was nice for us. And I wouldn't be surprised if they brought him back as that third center, second or third center.
Thank you, Buddha. Appreciate it. Thank you for listening. How about Javier from Vacaville, Sacktown Sports? What's up, Javier?
How you doing, Mr. Draper and Mr. Gleason? So the proposal to make this team whole, obviously lower marketing and the likes of Brandon Ingram are just not practical and not worth the risk in my estimation. Shout out to my man McNair. Monty got the job done,
Yeah.
But if I'm the Kings, I'm calling Washington. Simple. And I'm going to say, hey, Herder, a first, 2026, a pick swap 2028. I'd prefer 1 second, but if 2 second-round picks are needed, so be it. And I'm getting that man they call Kyle, but you refer to him as what we would deem the Kuzma. Now, last thing, 2 quick things that really bother me. bothering me. Question, along with one comment. So my question is, how do you guys feel? This is just so ironic, but a good stretch five that could not be relied upon at all, if not very slim, for the role that he could fit as a third center. Would y'all feel Marvin Bagley as a potential candidate to be the third center?
Javier.
Okay.
If I didn't know you, you'd be gone.
Nah, bro. Don't start backpedaling now, Javier. No, dude.
We go way back, Javier, so I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. So go ahead.
It was just a question. It was just
right.
Right.
We allow questions.
The on the market.
Yeah.
Okay. And my comment is this: is that I try to win everything in life, and every time I propose a trade to make the Kings better. But today on the morning show, Carmichael Dave said, "Well, we're not going to win a championship anyway this year, so why would we want to go all in on Kevin Huerter getting sent over for Kyle Kuzma? We should just be in position to wait and stay patient." Like, what are you talking about? If that's the case. Yeah, that mindset. We shouldn't even play the games. Like, don't even play. Like, we're not going to win a championship this year. Like, what?
Hey, Javier.
That's a loser mentality.
Yeah, I agree with you. Could you just do that voice for us one more time? What did Dave? I thought you did a spot-on imitation. What does Dave sound like?
So we were. I was driving and I heard him. Well, if I'm honest, I'm thinking looking at Will Wilcox, we're not even going to win the championship this year anyway. So why do we need to go and try to make the full-fledged pickup of Kuzma by sending picks and Huerter for him? Shouldn't put ourselves in that bind. Just stay patient. And, bro, you think De'Aaron Fox and Spoke like, yeah, we're not even going to win it this year. Let's just wait, bro. They shouldn't even play the game. Just wait till everybody gets a year older, and then we'll come back in 25. Like,
has anybody in the history of this show or any show gone from the low that he hit with Bagley to the high that he just hit? It's never been done before.
He redeemed himself. Javier, you redeemed yourself, man. Good job.
Thank you, Javier.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, yeah. Great comeback.
That was awesome, Javier. I was about to run him. And when he brought up Bagley, I'm like, dude, come on. What are we doing here? But he redeemed himself.
He knows my cousin.
Does he? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but he used every inch that we gave him, he used it.
He took it. He took it. That was good stuff.
And then he came roaring back. What do you think of this from CBS Sports and Brad Botkin, NBA offseason winners and losers? Kings raised the floor with DeMar DeRozan deal. Lakers summer had been a bust. Winner, Sacramento Kings. Loser,
scrolling down,
Los Angeles Lakers. He's got some other winners and losers there, but those are at the top of his list.
Lakers probably the biggest losers because even though Golden State lost Clay, Clippers lost Paul George, at least they did something to address that. Lakers haven't done a dang thing. Mm-hmm. They haven't done. JJ Redick was their big offseason.
Yeah. Klay Thompson said,
everybody, how about this? Jonas Valanciunas chose Washington over them for $10 million a year. Like, LeBron was supposedly going to take less money for DeRozan, Clay, and Valanciunas.
Mm-hmm.
Valanciunas said, no, I don't want to go to L.A. I'm going to Washington to play with the Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they're the biggest losers, Lakers, for sure.
Although they did get who in the draft.
Oh, Dalton Knecht. I forgot about him.
Other than that, though.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Philly's had a good offseason, too.
And I'll say this.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it great that we got somebody that the Lakers wanted?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a little sweeter.
Right.
It makes me – and it's just it's been – give Monty credit, man. He outdueled the Lakers for DeMar DeRozan.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Boogie Ellis has a big night, and he says he has no hard feelings towards Bronny. More on that when we come right back. Drive, guys. Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh, my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center, and temperatures are going to be cooling off overnight tonight. The Delta breeze dropping temperatures into the 60s as we head into Tuesday morning, and daytime highs staying in the 90s. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Your water heater. Old, rusty, forgotten. We hardly ever even think about them until there's no hot water. Right now, get incredible rebates up to $3,000 off and financing available for as little as $40 a month. Leave it to Bonnie to crank up the heat.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Plati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and, of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
The wild-eyed Southern boys are back. 38 special. Rock it into the night. Friday, July 19th at 7:30 at the venue at Thunder Valley. With Lou Graham, the original voice of Foreigner. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss 38 Special Live.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet Store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Interesting piece from our friends at the Sacramento Bee, SacB.com. They've got a piece on 10 things you might not know about DeMar DeRozan. Interesting read.
You got that?
Yeah.
You want to let me know? Or?
You probably know all this.
I probably do, but
you're
I'm
in the know.
Interested.
Real quick here, Dinners with DeMar video series. You know about that?
I do.
Spring,
yes.
He launched a YouTube channel, Dinners with DeMar.
Yep.
Showing videos of discussions about mental health.
Yeah.
They also have his tweet from February of 2018, All-Star Weekend. Other players were out partying, and he tweeted at 3 a.m., "This depression get the best of me." That kind
really?
Yeah. Showed his vulnerability and
okay.
helped open up that conversation, that frank conversation about mental health. DeRozan led the league in minutes last season, oldest player to do so at age 34. DeMar DeRozan, his daughter, of course, Simone played her audio earlier, made herself famous for screaming during opponents' free throws during a play-in game in 2023. Multi-time All-Star. He's reached the All-Star game 6 times.
6 times, yeah.
More than all other current Kings players combined.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Starter twice in 2017 and 2018. All-NBA 3 times. Third team in 2017. Second team in 2018 and 22. That matches Fox and Sabonis. They say here, last of a fading breed. He's just one of 7 remaining players from the 2009 draft, along with Harden, Curry, Drew Holiday, Taj Gibson, James Johnson, and Patty Mills. He was the 9th pick in that draft. Increasing in assists.
Yeah.
Let's see. They doubled from 2.8 assists per game his first 8 seasons to 5.6 his last 7 games. Last 7 seasons.
7 seasons.
Last 7 seasons. Won the Magic Johnson Award for his dealings with the media 2017-18 while with the Raptors.
Okay.
And he will wear number 10 with Sabonis switching to 11.
Yeah.
To honor his father, Arvydas Sabonis. DeRozan wore 10 during his 9 seasons with the Raptors and 3 seasons with the Spurs. Wore number 11 last year with
10
the
facts.
Bulls. This guy's got talk about skins on the wall.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Can I switch gears though, Whitey,
Please.
for a second?
Switch it.
And Simone might be mad at me. Simone might hate on me for this. Shoot, even Vivek might not like what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
So I'm watching the video of DeMar walking onto the Golden One Center floor.
Yeah. Saturday night, right?
Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the DJ played the Kendrick Lamar song, Not Like Us.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one tired of that song?
Yeah, but wasn't he? DeMar DeRozan's in the video, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah,
so that's why I had to play it. He's in the video.
No, but they were playing it at Disneyland. I saw a video, on Main Street in Disney.
What? No.
It's becoming. No, let me hear me out, Simone. Hear me out.
Edited version at Disney.
Yeah, edited version. But it's becoming the what should I say? It's cool, but then once Disney gets a hold of it. It's kind of overused right now. And
overexposed, jump the shark.
Overexposed, jump. It's almost like Vanilla Ice Baby. You know what I mean? Like where it's they're I don't know. Maybe I'm being a Kendrick Lamar hater, but it's like
didn't you say Drake won all that?
I said Drake won. I said, but my boy Vivek's using it now. You know what it's like? I grew up in the 80s. I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s. It's like Will Smith and Fresh Prince, DJ, Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. They were cool at first, but then when your mom start playing it, it's like,
right.
Yeah, now I don't know.
It defeats the purpose.
Right. It's like
I understand what you're saying, but to me, the fact that he was in the video makes it, in this case, appropriate.
Yes, I hear you on that. But I was just thinking, watching that, and then the Disney, and I'm like, it's become pop almost. Like I don't.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Simone, I could be, and you gonna play this whole thing, huh, Simone? I could be the only one, but it feels like it's jumped the shark. It's become too popish.
But I have a question for you. I'm not calling you out. I need your help because I thought Drake's a big Raptors guy, right?
Yeah.
And DeMar DeRozan was with the Raptors.
Yeah.
But now he's in the Kendrick Lamar video.
Compton.
So is that
No,
okay.
DeRozan's from Compton.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Lamar, Compton guy, so that predates and precedes.
All right.
I give him a pass on
He's
that.
definitely, the bar is saying, I'm glad he's back home being stateside. And now we get the credit that he's even closer to his home of LA for being in Sacramento. I am with you, Drapes. I can.
It's everywhere now, Simone. Everybody's using it.
It's going to get really abused here in Sacramento. I'm fearful. There was some speculation on our station earlier today that maybe they would be playing this every time he comes up or that he scores, drains something.
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be dicey. We'll see. The
I don't
phones
know.
are off the hook right now, too.
People go.
So I see. So instead of when Malik scores, and when DeMar DeRozan scores,
they play it. You know what it's like again. I'll give you another example. It's like when NWA and Ice-T first came out. Now they on family shows and they crossed over almost. It's
I know what you're saying.
It's sort of like
it's kind of true of what they used to say about rock and roll, which ripped off soul music.
Yeah.
But it's like if it's mainstream, it's like, well, that's not the point.
Right. That's what I'm saying. For Kendrick Lamar,
right.
Kendrick Lamar is not a pop mainstream, and I feel like this song.
That's kind of the point of his whole thing. It's like Drake is
right.
Yeah.
But now this song is becoming that.
The irony is,
Thank you, Whitey.
Yes.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And there's no shade at Kendrick. It's the use of the song has become. It's oversaturated. It's turning poppy.
The song is becoming what Kendrick is saying, ha, Drake, you're that.
Yes.
And now, ironically, well, so is your song.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, Kendrick Lamar is now going to become a pop artist, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. How about Scott? Can we talk to Scott here on Sacktown Sports? Hey, Scott, what's up?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I wanted your guys' opinion that, to me, I think the Kings would be better if they would have signed Jonas Valanciunas, if that's how you say his name, and put him at center and put Sabonis at power forward. That would solve the power forward problem. As far as I know, Sabonis used to play some power forward at Indiana, and yet even last year when they signed a bunch of centers, one of the centers said, "Oh, maybe in preseason you're going to see us, the other centers playing center and see how Sabonis is a power forward." Mike Brown never did any of that as far as I know. And I was disappointed in Mike Brown about that.
Well, I'll say this, Scott. Yeah, I'll say this. That I know Alex Lynn said that because he said that to me and Chris Watkins on Media Day. He mentioned that. I'll also say this. Kyle Draper from day one said, I don't think that's a good idea. And you're right. We didn't see it.
We never saw it.
Valanciunas, I don't think, is the type of center who would fit well with Domas.
I agree. Who's this? Scott we got on?
Yeah, Scott.
All right. Good call, Scott. You killed the vibe, though. But good call. I'm just saying. Yeah, Scott, I appreciate you, big fella. I get it. I hear you. You killed the vibe, though.
Well, I still think they should consider Sabonis at power forward and work on the center position.
All right, Scott. Thank you.
All right,
thank you.
Scott is strictly business. He is not playing around with you guys at 4:53
Oh my gosh.
p.m.
I appreciate it, man. He's a loyal listener. I'm not going to
This is a sports station.
I know, right?
Let's not deviate
Dude,
from the plan.
I was just starting to cook on this, and Scott said,
we're going to have a
coming
lot
back.
of time to talk about both things. You know, you've raised a really interesting point as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. Exactly. It's not just being a hater or anything like that. It's like social media, now it's a burn. They not like us. My boy Vivek is using it now. Uncle V is using it. It's like, dang, Kendrick Lamar has made it to Uncle V.
Yeah. Was Vivek supposed to say not like us? Because didn't he say nothing like us?
They're nothing like us. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think, he was supposed to, he
Very
messed it up a
different.
little bit. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm going to start saying that now. They're nothing like us.
See, because I wasn't sure if that's part of the song either. So I was,
Somebody said Kendrick will be at Golden One Center mid-court. Compio said that probably. Gabriel, halftime show. Yeah, Kendrick, halftime show. Right after Red Panda. That's what Kendrick Lamar has delved into.
I remember, I think Flo Rida did a halftime once.
Yeah.
The Kings game.
Yin Yang Twins, But was he at the top of his game or was he had
I don't
fallen
think so.
off? Right.
And I was looking around, I was like, I'm not sure anyone knows who he is. Some people did, but I mean, there's a lot of people that didn't. All the bingo players, as Gilbert Arenas would say. They weren't sure who he was.
Oh, Scott, that dude just killed the vibe, man. Oh, I appreciate it, though.
Yeah. All right. It's a great question, Drapes. You raise an interesting issue. It's just
real
one of the
quick.
new things that we've opened up here with DeMar DeRozan.
David Martinez. Don't get me wrong. The song is dope, but Drapes is speaking for me. The song is played out too much for my. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's played out.
Yeah. I think it's a great point. When we come back, he's 34 and doesn't make many threes, so how can DeRozan be such a great fit? Next with the Drive Guys. Scott, you got the number, right? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I can't tell you how much I love my new SUV. It is truly amazing, and I got special news just for you. Right now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you can receive your first month's payment up to $1,500 on them on select new 2024 GLE vehicles. Or how about the all-new E-Class right now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton? They have over 80 pre-owned vehicles in stock, including off-brand trucks, SUVs, and sedans. They have rates starting at 1.99% APR on select certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. And Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has a Vans Fleet Center with rates starting at 4.9% APR plus customer bonus cash incentives on approved credit. Head on over to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, just off I-5, or online at mbfstockton.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Some people just know safe drivers save more with Allstate. Just like they know that's the mating call of a blue-footed booby and not a green-footed booby. Yeah, some people know that. And they know if you're a safe driver, you can save up to 40% with Allstate. Ain't that something?
Based on the national average premium savings for Allstate customers with a clean driving record versus those without. Savings vary by state and based on how you buy. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Tune in to Sacktown Sports now through July 9th for all your coverage of the California Classic, brought to you in part by Fasteners Inc. DeWalt Power Tools. Tools at an incredibly low cost to you. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports. The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Let's face it, it's nothing really to complain about, but the fact of the matter is you have a Monday after a long holiday weekend, it can be a little hard to get into gear, right?
Yeah,
get back in the swing of things. We're having fun today with the news that DeMar DeRozan is here. I know that Drapes is still a little unhappy that Scott's call about Jonas Valanciunas kind of put a stop to his nothing like us conversation.
Well, here's the thing. Because I have been thinking about it all show. Thought about it this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for it right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to dive in. I'm going to deliver this hot take.
Uh-huh.
Phone line's going to be crazy. People going to be pissed off. We go our first caller, Scott. So one guy I would like to get valid, and I'm like, dude, I just delivered this scathing hot Drapes
poured
take.
your heart out.
Right. And it's all right, Scott. I appreciate it, man. We take all calls here.
He's listening.
Business. Strictly business stuff.
And did you ever answer his what do you
I
have
don't
to
even
say?
remember.
He wanted Valanciunas.
No,
here.
you answered it.
Okay,
you
you're with
said,
me on that?
Yes. The moment he said move Sabonis to the 4, I was out. He sounded like the teacher from Charlie Brown. I didn't hear one word he said after that. We went over that. There's no way you can move Sabonis to the 4, especially with Valanciunas, unless you get a shooting big. That's why I worked with Miles Turner. That's why you could pair him with Miles Turner, because Miles Turner was a stretch big.
Mm-hmm.
Valanciunas isn't. That's just the way it is.
Do we have to give up the dream of acquiring your guy, John Collins, now?
No, not at all.
Still in play?
Still very. I forgot about it.
26, I think.
I mean, you gotta, I gotta look at the roster and see what assets we can give up. I don't think we have much outside of, Kevin that, we would probably trade. So the money might not work.
Because I heard today Styles and Watkins were talking about it. And my thought, if I'm being honest, is it's like a disease that's spreading. First, Drapes wants them, and now they're talking. I don't want John Collins here.
Dude.
It's spreading.
He would fit perfectly here. I mean, obviously, Bobby Portis is my top guy.
Sure.
But, John Collins would be a nice consolation prize. And here's the thing, Whitey. I'm kind of out on Jeremy Grant now because I don't think we have the assets right now to get Jeremy Grant. Kyle Kuzma, I'm out on. The fit doesn't work. So we're talking about what other 4s? Bobby Portis, For some reason, Milwaukee hasn't done anything yet. I don't understand why they haven't made any kind of trades yet. And then you look at a guy like John Collins. What the heck's Danny Ainge doing over there? Like, John Collins does not fit their timeline, their timetable. Maybe he's waiting for a better offer or something like that. But to me, that guy should be had right now.
At first glance, to me, I look at this roster and I say, if you were going to add a 4 and move DeRozan to the off guard, it would be great if you got somebody who didn't need the ball a lot, who's going to rebound and defend, and could make an occasional shot when he's open, but is a guy that's going to need the ball a lot. He's not going to get it in this.
Right.
He'd be so far down the pecking order.
Right. It doesn't make sense anymore to get a guy like Kuzma.
So Grant's one of those guys. Kuzma's one of those guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And, when you look at it too, and somebody's bringing up Dorian Finney-Smith. I like Dorian Finney-Smith, but not at my 4.
Yeah, I still need
more length, right? Is Cam Johnson big enough? 6'8".
No.
He still needs somebody. Yeah. So, the pickings are slim out there for guys that I think would fit at that 4 spot.
That's why, again, and because he seems like the most obvious fit, that probably means there's no way it would happen. But Isaiah Stewart makes a lot of sense.
He really does. He plays the 4 position. He plays bigger than 6'8". Good rebounder. Talked earlier, can knock down the 3-point shot, so plays alongside Sabonis well. And so he does make a lot of sense, and look at the contract, $15 million. I mentioned you probably have to sweeten it with a first-round pick, but the Herter numbers, make sense in terms of contracts.
Boy, people are really excited about next year's draft, aren't they, around the
NBA?
NBA?
My gosh, dude. Have you been looking at some of the video out there from USA Camp? And Cooper Flag, and he apparently he was dominating today.
Cooper Flag I'm sorry, it's just not a basketball player's name. It's a baseball player or a football. Cooper Flag?
How about a lacrosse player, maybe? Cooper,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
right.
Cooper, yeah, I can see that. Golf, no.
Yeah,
but it got it, yeah. But you're right, not a basketball player. You're right about that.
Huh. Okay. So the Kings probably will be giving up that pick. Are you okay with giving up future picks? You want to hang on to those picks now?
Well, we got the swap, in 2031, is
2031.
it?
Yeah. See, that's the Spurs going, the Kings by then are going to be terrible again.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Scoop and score.
That's what it is. I mean, if I would include the picks if it's a no-brainer. Not taking a risk or a chance on somebody. I like our flexibility to make a move at the deadline, next year even, I don't know. I hate to give up picks right now because then that's your team.
Don't you think that's really shrewd? If you imagine the way it probably went down and you rope the Spurs in, hey, will you facilitate here? We'll get you Harrison Barnes. All right. We're going to need a little extra something too. What? Pick swap in 2031.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The Kings didn't want to do that.
Right. And when you look at it, it also sort of, depending on where that pick is, you got Wembanyama, who will be in his prime clearly, but then you also draft the next guy too, like another guy that can carry it on and play with Wemby for 5 to 7 years and then still be in his prime. Very shrewd move.
So Drapes, tell us how this works now. DeMar DeRozan is going to be 35. He doesn't make many threes.
Yeah.
So how, everyone's getting so excited here. Oh, DeMar DeRozan, how can he be such a great fit? He's not a good defender. What's so great about this guy?
You tell me, Whitey. You tell me, big fella. I already know.
I want to get your views of it.
No, DeMar DeRozan, and I was thinking of this when we had Jerry Reynolds on. Is he the most elite offensive player the Kings have had since I can't even remember a player.
Peja? Or Webb? Peja or Webb?
That's
or
what
Mitch?
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Mitch, like in the vein of a Mitch Richmond, that level.
Yeah.
As great as DMC DeMarcus was, and I put DeRozan ahead of him in terms of total package, clutchness, that kind of thing. Tyreek Evans, he's better than, and so I don't care about the fit. You got your most elite offensive player the Kings have seen in the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You just signed or traded for a guy that can average 24 points per game. And I know he's a little long in the tooth, about to be 35, but he still gets it done. His game is not predicated on athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
It's not predicated on being the fastest runner or the highest jumper, although he can still get up. We had Stacy King on earlier as well, and he talked about when Lonzo Ball was the point guard, DeRozan was running, filling the lanes. So, I think this guy is a perfect fit. He's an elite offensive player, and late in games, we got another clutch scorer. There you go.
Mm-hmm. And it's the way he gets those points that makes him a good fit, which I mentioned, not because I'm trying to explain to people, but because I'm realizing here, this is something that I overlooked when we were first talking about DeMar DeRozan. I think he was on Jay's wheel. I think
he might have been on. Yeah.
And I think I said, age doesn't make threes, and he's a little too old. But what he addresses for the Kings, to your point, is he scores a lot of points. He gets to the rim. And he makes free throws. And last year, the Kings did not do that, and it hurt them a lot. As Jerry Reynolds says, you didn't get into the bonus. That's not the type of thing you notice necessarily game to game. You don't get into the bonus, and then when you do get to the line, you're missing free throws, right?
Yeah.
It was terrible last year.
Yeah.
It was really poor, and it really hurt the Kings.
Yeah, you're right. And DeRozan, he'll knock them down. And, we talked about his clutchness as well, back-to-back game winners earlier this season. And he's a pro's pro, man. That's what I like too. He's going to put on his hard hat, play 78, 79 games, be in the gym all the time, be a mentor. And so I think, it leads me to believe, because we were asking, what about Kyle Kuzma, all these other players? I feel like the Kings had DeRozan targeted. It wasn't one of those things that, oh man, everybody else is gone, or all right, let's turn our attention to DeMar. I think he was their number one priority in this offseason. Resigning Malik, obviously, but then I think DeMar was in their plan from the get-go.
There's one thing that you've been saying for months now, and you were right, and I don't think I was all the way there with you, but you're proven to be right here. You've been saying, as we've looked at possible moves for the Kings, you've been saying they need a bucket getter.
Yes.
Right? You've been saying that's one reason you were high on
Zach LaVine. Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no way around it. That's definitely what DeMar DeRozan is.
That's his game, right?
Yeah.
He will get you buckets and average 5 assists. And, I go back to the Golden State series. I go back, to their struggles this year. Their defense wasn't what lost them that Golden State. It wasn't what failed them in that series. It was their offense. Teams, I don't want to say figured out the Kings offense, but they mucked it up. It was like the Kings offense at times went through, quicksand, cement mixer. Like it just bogged down. Shot clock winding down. Who do we have? 5 on the clock. Oh, shoot. What are we going to do? Now we got DeMar DeRozan who can get a bucket.
Yeah. Just as you're describing that, I go back to that game in Phoenix where they blew the big lead, where, crucial possession, you ended up with De'Aaron Fox taking a step back 3 that Durant blocked.
Yeah. And then Malik, I think, turned it over. Yeah. And DeMar is a sure-handed clutch player. He's going to be perfect for us. I'm excited to see him, Whitey. I think the fans will love him. Those Kings number 10 jerseys, I think it'll be one of the top sellers around here. And the thing I like, and you mentioned his podcast or his YouTube show or whatever it was, I think he'll be involved in the community. I think he'll do things off the court, a la like Harrison Barnes, that'll make us proud.
Sacramento, basketball-wise, is famous for having some of the flashiest teams, but there's something about this town that really rallies around more blue-collar type teams. The team that had Mitch and Rooney and Brian Grant and those guys, people love that team.
Right.
And they love the Weber teams too, but they love the blue-collar aspect of this team, and I think that's one of the things. My point is DeMar DeRozan is a hard worker. He plays a physical style of basketball.
Right.
He's a team-first guy, and I think that's right in sync with what Sacramento is really about.
Exactly. He's not a load management guy. He's not a diva or anything like that. We had Stacy King on earlier, and he talked about this dude is a gym rat. He's going to come to work every day. Even when the Bulls struggled, DeRozan didn't make waves,
and it's gonna be
he wasn't a
great
malcontent.
Every time he scores, dun dun dun, dun, right? Won't that be great?
Is it what song was that?
Dun dun dun.
He nailed it.
I hope not. By October, if we're still playing that song, something went wrong. We need to be more original if we're still playing this song in October.
How about every time he scores, you play Vivek? Nothing like us.
There's nothing like us. Uncle V getting it done. I love it.
When we come back in a weekend of celebration for Kings fans, there was some unhappy news regarding a draft pick and his shoulder. Next, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiavacaville.com.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Interesting comment here from Tay on the chat. Seems like a lot of new people have been with us the last, 3 weeks or so. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
Anyway, Tay, talking about that fit narrative. We were talking about the fit, how people look at the Kings and say that's not a good fit. Tay says people creating clickbait with that fit narrative. And Tay says it's that fit discussion that kept Luka from being drafted by the Kings.
Was that the narrative back then?
I think that was part of it.
Yeah. How's he going to fit in with Fox? And
Fox has to run the show.
Yeah.
He's not a good fit here.
Nah, yeah, I like that, Tay. And then he goes on to say Kings DHO action not as effective with more physical playoff style defense. I agree with that. You saw what happened against the Pelicans. I mean, DeMar DeRozan won't have trouble. I mean, Pelicans have great defense, Herb Jones and those guys, but DeMar can still get buckets. And I think this puts us in a better position to challenge and beat New Orleans going forward.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You sleep when they finally beat New Orleans because it's going to happen at some point. It's going to be a parade, right? We're going to have a parade in
We
town.
better beat them the first time out. First game we see them, come in breathing hot fire and beat those suckers.
And then we'll have our own second line. And where it hurts.
Well, there was some somewhat sobering news this weekend. Obviously, it wasn't as negative as all the DeRozan news is positive. But what did you make of news that Devin Carter is going to miss camp with a shoulder injury that apparently he sustained during workouts?
That's a big blow, man. They're talking camp and maybe part of the season.
Yeah.
And, we were so hype on this guy, so excited to see this guy get underway. I was bummed we weren't seeing him in the Cali Classic or Vegas Summer League. Now he probably won't be ready for camp and everything. And, Monty did say, in his his press conference, we want somebody that'll be here for the long term, not just, a quick fixer. And so I wonder if he kind of knew and had an inkling, obviously. But I'm bummed, man, because I got a guy, one of my friends out there who covered him at Providence. And, he said this about him. Take care of Devin Carter. He's a good dude. Everyone loves him here. His NIL was with Dunkin' Donuts. His father being in the league, I think, helped prepare him. He's well-grounded. So, glowing remarks for Devin. And so I'm bummed I won't get to see him play for a while, man.
Here's Monty McNair on Devin Carter's Sacramento future.
So
we know he's dealing with one. I think we got to get him in here and get with our doctors and just see what it is. But we're what we get through the draft process, our docs are confident. We've been in touch with this team. We're confident it's not a long-term issue, but we're not sure where it'll be.
Is it enough at this point that he might not play summer league? Like, is it?
Yeah, too soon. Okay. Too soon. Yeah.
That was Monty on draft night. I saw this. I don't know if you follow Pete Youngman, former Kings.
Oh yeah.
Great follow.
Mm-hmm.
He tweeted just a couple days ago, I think. He said, "I've never known any NBA prospect with a shoulder injury that prevented teams from being interested." So, like, what he's saying is that, shoulder injury, you got to get treated, but that's not for a basketball player. Pete Youngman suggesting that's not a big thing. It has to be treated, but it's not like a knee or something.
Right. It didn't scare teams off.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my interpretation of what he was saying.
All right.
Yeah. You know that DeRozan used to play with Devin Carter's dad.
Yes.
Did you know that Anthony Carter had maybe the worst agent in the history of the NBA?
No.
Yeah.
I thought that was Dennis Schroeder. Remember his he fumbled the bag. No, what happened?
Anthony Carter, perhaps most well-known, I think this is CBS Sports, maybe it had this. Anthony Carter is perhaps most well-known for a snafu in which his agent failed to tell the Miami Heat that Carter wanted to exercise a player option in the summer of 2003.
I think I remember this.
As a result, he became a free agent.
Oh, man.
Why am I a free agent? Yeah, I forgot to tell him.
My bad.
I meant to.
I forgot to send in the facts. Oh my God.
Got a lot of things going on, Anthony. I'm sorry. It's not all about you.
That's a fireable offense.
As a result, Carter became a free agent, and the Heat used that extra cap space to sign Lamar Odom, who they eventually traded to the Lakers to acquire Shaq in 2004.
Yeah.
Wow. And Shaq, of course, helping the Heat win a title in 2006.
So if his agent doesn't make that snafu, Shaq doesn't go to Miami, maybe. Wow. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Wow. That's a tough one.
That's a fireable offense.
Wait, you did what now? What happened?
Yeah, no doubt. And where did he wind up signing with? Does it say?
Carter became a free agent. That's a good question.
I wonder. Yeah.
I have to check on that.
Like, did it cost him millions? And,
what was the option? What did he end up selling for?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that. What do you think of, speaking of other acquisitions and deals, Jordan McLaughlin? Obviously, it's not a huge deal, but I thought that's pretty solid.
Nice, solid veteran pickup, especially when you lost Davion.
Yeah.
You needed, a backup point guard.
Especially if Devin Carter's going to be out.
Right. And the thing about McLaughlin, I wonder if he just needs time in terms of time on the court. In Minnesota, he was their third string point guard. Didn't see a whole lot of time. Took care of the ball in a small sample size. I think only played 11 minutes a game last season. But I like the move. And, he seemed to be happy. I saw his wife posted something on social media. They seem to be happy and excited to come to Sacramento. And so I thought it was a stealth kind of signing that will help the team out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Then another guy that I know I mentioned earlier and I didn't follow up on, Boogie Ellis, who had a big night last night in here, right?
Yeah.
That was here?
Yeah,
because
was here.
I'm having a hard time keeping track of which Kings Summer League team did what, where. Last night, they beat the Spurs here, and then the other team lost to the Heat in San Francisco.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, I guess Khalil Ware had a huge
night. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, that's Whitey's guy. That was one of your guys. Somebody tweeted out, Khalil Ware does not belong in Summer League. Like, he's already proven enough.
Yeah.
Like, he looks amazing.
Yeah. So Boogie Ellis led USC last year in scoring. He was undrafted. He was averaged 16.5 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 3 assists for USC. LeBron's son averaged 4.8 points. So I'm not sure he led USC in scoring, but he averaged 16.5 points per game. He was not drafted, of course, and Bronny goes in the second round. So Boogie Ellis says, I'm happy for him. That's one of my brothers. So I'm glad he got the opportunity. But at the end of the day, this is business. Everybody's trying to feed their family. So I definitely have a chip on my shoulder. I believe I'm a great basketball player and I'm better than a lot of the guys who were picked. But at the end of the day, I've got to show my hard work, show what I can do. So just continue to work. And I know you like Boogie Ellis.
I like Boogie Ellis. And I said earlier, I think he'll find a spot in this league, whether, in the Kings organization or somewhere else. But a few years ago, he was number 1 rated prospect coming out of high school, and I'm not sure what happened at USC, but he's a bucket getter, man. To me, he's a prototypical 6-man backup point guard. That's how I view his role. I mean, and it's clear, watching him this weekend, he's one of the better players there. He's looked better than Bronny. And, I've already mentioned how I feel about Bronny. Give him some time. He's a project. Boogie Ellis, to me, can be a contributor, be an NBA player right now. I'm not sure why he wasn't drafted. That's crazy. And I understand there's some politics involved and everything like that. But this dude, he was a bucket at USC. I saw him. He's a tough, hard-nosed guard. And so I'm shocked, and I'm glad we got him here. Maybe we'll see him in Stockton. Maybe we'll keep him here, sign him to a G League contract or something like that, because I think he has a future in the NBA.
Sometimes I start to feel sorry for Bronny because I think some of this was not of his own choosing. But then, LeBron had some things to say about Bronny, and he said, you know what, he doesn't care. He said, I used to always care. When I came into the league, I wanted everyone to like me. And he said, Bronny doesn't care. I don't know whether that's true or not. But LeBron also said something that I remember when I start to feel sorry for Bronny. LeBron said, look, when I came in the league, I had no choice. I had to succeed. My family, my mom, I had to succeed. He said, Bronny, he could be anything he wants. If he wanted to quit basketball and be a chef, he could do that. And that's true. I realize what he's coming from. And it's, that's just, he was born into that. It's not his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. But I realized there's really no reason to feel sorry for Bronny.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. And to LeBron's point, he's right. If I had a billionaire dad, dude, I might be slacking.
Yeah.
I might be like, forget this job. I'm out of here.
I'm going to start my own business. Right. And if it doesn't work, oh, well,
I'll start another one. Or, but, he's put in the work. Like, Bronny's in the gym every day, had the heart condition, battled back from that. Like, from a father standpoint, I'm sure LeBron is proud of Bronny. Just the fight, because I'll keep it real. I'll take you guys behind the curtain a little bit, behind the scenes, behind the curtain. Draper. I look at my son. I look at his friends. I look at the generation now, and trying to motivate them is so difficult, Whitey. Trying to find something. And I told my son, I said, I don't care what it is that you're into. Basket weaving, crocheting, just show me a fire, a passion, and I'll rock with you. Let's do it. I feel like a lot of times, some of our kids out here, they don't have a passion for anything, maybe than video games or something like that. And so for Bronny to get up every day, go to the gym, work hard, hear all the slander about his name and he's not ready and still show up and still show out. I mean, he's already won in my book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what happens for him NBA wise. The fact that he got drafted, that's doing more than a lot of people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but I'll just say this.
Yeah.
And, and I know your son. I was just hanging out with your boy a little bit at Emeren's store a couple days ago. Fine young man. But as far as, finding something, my wife, Sheena, I think she's a great speech therapist.
Oh,
she's a licensed speech therapist. I think she's great. And her patients seem to think so too. But I met her in college. She didn't know she wanted to be a speech therapist till she was in college a couple of years.
Right.
She just didn't know. She didn't find that thing. And she was, she was smart. She did a lot of things, but then she found that. It's like, boom, it happened. But, sometimes it takes a while to find that thing.
Well, but it doesn't have to be the thing forever.
Yeah, I got you.
The difference is my daughter, dude, the lemonade stand at the card store, making bracelets. Like, she's the type, she's passionate about something for like a week. Then she's passionate about something else for a week. Like, so, but at least she's showing the interest, and it's not me saying, all right, Quinn, it's time to make bracelets. All right, Quinn, it's time to go out there and sell lemonade. It's like, no, Dad, I want to go sell lemonade. No, Dad, take me here. Let's do this. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have to have it all figured out.
Yeah, I got you. Don't you think that probably every generation has said something along those lines
for sure.
The one before. Every single one. And it'll keep happening, too.
It just keeps going on.
Yeah. When we come back, the Ant-Man, is he confident, cocky, or a little cuckoo? Drive Guys rolling on Sacktown Sports.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that not all gas grills are created equal. As promised, Drapes, brats for 4th of July. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals, as I did this weekend, holiday weekend, with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, turning me into a grilling pro. The grilling king, if I may, features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last, made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. Napoleon offers a limited time rebate on select grills, so check that out as soon as you can. Napoleon Grills and Accessories now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
I always do my best to prep for summer, but sometimes things just come up. And when they do, Kohl's and their great prices are always there for me. I just shot their summer cyber sale and saved big on everything I was missing, like summer must-haves under $15, floor care essentials for 50% off, and kitchen appliances for 30% off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So no matter what happens the rest of the summer, I'll be ready. Thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Big O Tires proudly sells our own brand of innovative newly designed tires, like the Bigfoot AT2 with improved all-terrain traction, and the Legacy All-Season Plus that keeps you on the road in any weather, with every set backed by our ProTech Plus warranty.
And right now, get $80 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Now through July 28th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. No carry-ons, not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for details.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiavacaville.com.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
So, the acquisition of DeMar DeRozan, does it transform the Kings? Are they legitimate contenders? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 on the YouTube chat. TR, who's been busy today on the chat. TR says, Kings are probably a top 6 seed with this roster. They're a good team. If they want to be a top 4 seed, they need to get some defense and rebounding. What's that you, Kyle Draper?
No, I agree. I mean, they're still a step behind the upper echelon. I agree with TR. Bobby Portis would be a perfect fit for me. John Collins, a backup option. But you're right, Whitey. You've been saying it, for the last, 4 hours almost. We're still a little short, a little thin. We still need some girth. Along that front line. So, yeah, I'm with you, and I'm with TR. TR's been negative most of the day, but that was a good point he made. We need some size and rebounding.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. BMO Skrilla asks, is it in Malik's contract that he starts? I don't think so.
No, not at all. And
it's in his heart, but
it's in his heart, right? That's what he wants. And, he talked about it the other day, Saturday, when he was asked, about his role and does he want to start, come off the bench, whatever. He said clearly he wants to start. He wants to be a starter. Simone, we got that sound? Yeah, let's hear from Malik. Here's what he had to say about that on Saturday.
Of course I want to start, but I'm coming here free-minded and do whatever the team needs me to do. But if I feel like I need to start, I might voice it because now I got a voice a little bit. I can say something that'll stand. But yeah, I'm still coming in free-minded and coming here to win games.
I might voice it. Now I got
He gonna speak up a little bit, huh?
That's not like him.
Right? Usually he keeps things quiet. Yeah. So this could be something to watch,
Somebody wants to know, family Schlegel. Anyone rolling out tomorrow?
We are.
Yeah.
Yes. You want to give the news?
We're going to be doing our show tomorrow from the Golden One Center.
From 2 to 6. Not sure if we're inside or outside yet.
That's a good question.
That's an important question.
I know. That's
this time of year.
We got to find out. We might be outside because I think we're broadcasting the game tomorrow night.
Okay.
I think High Flyer and those guys will be calling the game tomorrow. And I think
they're doing
game night.
Yeah.
Game night. And I think it might be outside. So
I was thinking we're inside, but I
tell you what. Well, see, you don't eat during the show. I was about to set us up with some grub, a couple pizzas maybe or something like that.
Selena work summer league?
Selena.
Great question. I'm gonna text her right now and be like, hey, I think she does. I don't think she's on vacation, but yeah, she's probably there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So have some popcorn.
Yeah.
Got to have that.
So we'll be out there tomorrow.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Come look for us. But no, seriously, we've had 10 come through. We've had Manny Too Legit. We love meeting our listeners, the people that listen, whether it's in their car, on the app, YouTube, or on Twitter as well. So come on out and holler at us. We'll be out there tomorrow.
Yeah. Dave's going to holler at us now, Sacktown Sports. Hey, Dave, what can we do for you? Thanks for hanging on.
Hey, I think you guys do a great job, okay? I want you to know that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but.
No, there's no but. But we really should sign Boogie Ellis after tomorrow's game because he's only signed, I think, through the Sacramento
the Classic, California Classic,
games, and that's it.
Really?
Yeah, he's not signed on our regular, roster as far as our summer league. He's just signed through the Sacramento portion of it. That's what I read about 3-4 days ago.
Okay.
I don't know if he's actually signed for more. I have no idea. Just wanted to throw that out there.
No, I hear you. And so, like I said,
keeps playing like that. That'll be remedied.
Yeah. I think he has a spot in this league. Hopefully it's with Sacramento. Why not? If you can get him on a Stockton Kings contract, groom him a little bit. I mean, he could be a third string point guard to start out or something like that.
I haven't watched all summer league. I've caught some here, some there. I think the Kings, I'm not saying all these guys are going to be on the big roster. Very few of them will be, if any, but they have a lot of talent.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really talented summer league roster.
Yeah, exactly.
You're looking for guys that could play the G League. There's a lot of talent there.
And Doug Christie, who's coaching the Sacramento version of our G League squad, or not G League, Summer League squad, speaks highly of the two new two-way guys.
Yeah,
that we signed.
In fact, I'm predicting right now, Summer League champions.
Really?
Oh yeah, Summer League.
Do
champions.
we get a banner for that? Nah. You can't.
Hopefully it's a trophy.
It's a trophy. No, there is a trophy.
Yeah.
And I do believe, what did the guys get? Their rings. I think they got Summer League rings as well.
I remember years ago, like 2011, Kent Bazemore was the MVP of Summer League, and he posed with the trophy like Michael
Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. We'll be out there tomorrow, man. I'm excited. I haven't watched the games, as closely as I've wanted to this past weekend. So I want to see some of our young guys out there hooping it up.
Speaking of predictions, did you see this? Somebody, we don't know who, anonymously bet $31,000 that the Raiders would win the Super Bowl this year.
What?
Yeah. One bettor is risking $31,000 on the Raiders. Let's see, at 80-1 odds. So they could win $2.48 million.
Jeez. Isn't that giving away money, though?
Good choice.
It
Give
sounds
it to charity
great,
or something.
Right?
There's a lot of people that can use that.
Like it's just donating money, like getting rid of money, like
to the casinos that need it so badly.
Right. It doesn't make sense. Like I get it. Here into what 2-something million or whatever. That sounds great, but it's not going to happen. What did you make of somebody saying? I forget who it was. The Chiefs are America's team now.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I see that.
That's weird.
I don't like the Chiefs. I mean, I mean, because you got, the tight end with your girl.
With my
and
girl,
you got Mahomes,
Tay-Tay.
and everybody loves Mahomes.
Yeah. But there are a lot of haters for them, though, too, right?
Well, there's a lot of people that hated the Cowboys
that's true.
because they proclaimed themselves America's team. We are America's team.
Yeah, I don't like it. To me, the Chiefs are like the Warriors. Johnny-come-latelys, bunch of bandwagoners, and so it's like.
Well, what do you mean by that? I mean, I'm not defending the Chiefs. I don't care, but I mean, they've been a really good team now for an extended period.
But I'm saying
multiple Super Bowl championships.
Yeah, but the Warriors had 4 championships.
Yeah.
And when the Steph era ends, then let me see. Like, to me, America's team has a strong fan base no matter what. They're just the latest America's team, I guess. Like, here's the Cowboys, when they're down, they're still the talk of the league. When the Chiefs go off the cliff.
Are the Cowboys still America's team?
Yes. Because here's why. Let me ask you this. Were the Patriots America's team when they were winning Super Bowls?
No.
Why not? They won, 6 Super Bowls. Why not?
Because they weren't as popular. People hated them. They were really polarizing.
Right. And I think
and all great teams are, but they were really polarizing because all the accusations that some of it appeared to be founded. They were not above bending the rules here.
Yeah. But I think with the Chiefs, they got a lot of bandwagon fans that'll hop off once Kelsey and Mahomes are done. To me, America's team is in your fabric, in your DNA, decades of relevancy. Are
the Lakers America's basketball team?
I would say so.
I would too.
I would say so. Both good and bad because they have the haters. And even when they're down, they're still.
I'm just going by on ESPN. They're like, this is the team we're talking about. This is the basketball team we talk about, and this is the football team that we talk about.
Right.
Why? Because they have evidence that shows that's what people really care about. So
you know what makes America's team, Whitey? You have an equal segment that is happy when they win.
Oh, really?
But maybe a stronger segment of the population that is happy when they lose.
Well, see, that would describe the Patriots. Maybe they were America's team in a way.
You think?
Maybe.
I felt the Patriots, though, only had a regional follow, fan base. Whereas you go Cowboys, Lakers,
so
they're
you're saying,
everywhere.
If I'm hearing you right, the Patriots were like the Yankees. There's some people that love the Yankees, but there's a lot of people that can't stand the Yankees. But in New York, of course.
Yeah. Who's America's baseball team?
America doesn't really like baseball anymore.
You might be right. Yeah, you might be. But are the Yankees, when they're down, they're still the talk of, right?
If there is, it's probably the Dodgers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you might be. It's not the Giants. We know that. It's not the Giants.
By the way, congratulations to Rockland's Logan Webb.
All-Star.
And also Elliot Ramos, who's been talking
about
with the
that?
All-Star
Ramos,
also,
got called up late and has been raking since. Yeah, he's been great.
I wanted to ask you about Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, who says on Team USA, a pretty star-studded lineup, he says, I'm the number one option.
I love
it. I'm still the number one option. Y'all might look at it differently, but I don't.
I saw the video, and I was waiting for him to crack a smile or laugh or joke. He might be serious. I think he really believes that.
I just go out there and be myself, shoot my shots, play defense. They've got to fit in to play around me. That's how I feel. Kawhi Leonard, Joel Embiid, Halliburton, LeBron's
going to fit in to play with. Come on. With me. I love it, man. I love the swagger. I love the confidence, but he's wrong, man. He might not even be starting. He might be coming off the bench. What's he talking about?
Kevin Durant. Yeah, I'm the guy here. I think he believes it.
He really does. And I guess that's what got him, to this point. in his career. Like, you don't get this far without thinking you're the best, you're the greatest. But, dude, you're going to be coming off the bench for this team, I think.
Yeah, that's Nick's favorite player, right?
It is. Anthony Edwards. That's his guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll be watching that. Olympics, yes.
Oh, won't be long. Won't be long. When we come back, the Wayback Quiz.
Yeah, I've been waiting all day for this.
Searches for the truth. Simone against Drapes. Drapes, they've been close matches, but Drapes has been
ever since Jay left,
been a lot of time in the winner's circle.
I've been smoking Simone and Kyle.
We'll see if he goes back next as we wrap things up on Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
The Open Championship celebrates its 152nd anniversary this month at Royal Troon in Scotland. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. The game's top players assemble for a chance at the coveted Claret Jug. The Open Championship is about tradition, excellence, and class. And you'll find similar qualities at Naturewood Home Furnishings as they assemble the finest furniture and brand choices for your selection. When you visit Naturewood, you'll be amazed at the gallery of superior furniture available for your lifestyle, for your decor, for your home. This weekend during Naturewood's bedroom sale, you're sure to find the perfect piece you've been searching for. Naturewood is proud to bring you Open Championship updates on this station and proud to offer you the finest furnishings available. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the Waterville.
Tune in to Sacktown Sports now through July 9th for all your coverage of the California Classic, brought to you in part by Fasteners Inc. DeWalt Power Tools. Tools at an incredibly low cost to you. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Oh, yeah, on the text line here. We've got the Wayback Quiz coming up. Before we get to that, interesting thoughts on the text line. Why is the national media acting like we did not finish with a top 15 defense last year and that we can't improve on that? Fox got better on defense. Keegan got better. They're basically insinuating that nobody is going to improve on last year will be Matadors on defense.
I like that take right there.
Yeah.
So from the 801, yeah.
Strong.
Keegan will get better defensively. Keon for a full season in the rotation. We should be better defensively. Yeah. We were trending in the right direction towards the end of the season.
All I know is 801. Oh, yeah, it was very dramatic. I saw a chart today. It was like, oh, my goodness.
Like March, right?
So much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. From Mr. or Ms. 801. Jerry Reynolds was on today, and I asked him, it's like, well, did they get better on offense and worse on defense? He said, no, I don't think so at all. So
yeah, Barnes, he was okay, but the drop off, it's not that big of a drop off. It's so I think they'll be still top 15. I think what you saw when Keon Ellis got in the game in the rotation, it impacted everybody. Like just his aggressiveness on the defensive end.
From the 530, can Trey Lyles be a starting power forward for the Kings? What would it look like if he got starter minutes?
Trey Lyles is one of the bigger question marks going into this season because he showed flashes, and I thought his finish to the season, wasn't, what we were hoping for from him. I think he can be a 10 to 14 point per game kind of guy, a 30-minute game per game kind of guy, but he's just been too inconsistent so far. And so maybe he will get some looks. I would love to see Trey for extended minutes for a good 2 to 3 week stretch. And for that to happen, he has to stay healthy, first of all. He dealt with some injuries last season. I think he should be a key member of the rotation this upcoming year.
What has he been in the league? About 8 years now?
Yeah.
He's been with a lot of teams.
What, 2, right? Like it's
Utah, Denver, San Antonio, and Detroit for part of the year, and then Sac. Yeah. The most he's played minutes per game is 22.8.
Dang, that's it.
Yeah. He's 20 last year. My point is, at this point, you know what he is.
He is what he is.
You can never rule out. A guy could always improve, but at this point, he started 53 games one year with the Spurs. Other than that, the most he started was 33. At this point, he's not a starter. So, he could always, something could change.
Right.
But at this point, I think that, no, he's probably not a starting four.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a rotation player, I think. And
he's a valuable one, potentially.
And if we're talking about winning the championship, you look at a guy like Aaron Gordon, is Trey Lyles in that category? Like Aaron Gordon is elite.
Yeah.
At the defensive end, elite in his role. You need Trey to be that, or whoever we get at that fourth spot to be that.
Let's talk to Johnny. Johnny's been hanging on. Hey, Johnny, you're on the drive, guys. What's going on today? Thanks for hanging.
Oh, yes. I just had a question for Drapes. What do you think, since you're talking about Trey Lyles at Ford, what did you think of possibly trading Herter to the Pistons for, Isaiah Stewart and Temezi Metu, beef up the defense for the forwards pretty much for the Kings?
Gotcha, Johnny. I think Johnny texted that as well.
Thank you, I like both those players. I actually like Temezi when he was here. He had some highlights. Remember, he hit the corner three, game winner against Dallas. Like he was all right, and so I don't know what happened there. Like I said before, though, if you're making a trade with Detroit, how does that help them? Like they're in a rebuilding stage. I think it's going to take some draft capital to get a guy like, let's remember, Isaiah Stewart, is 23 years old, I think. Like they don't just give away those guys.
He was in the Halliburton draft.
Yes. 23 is Isaiah Stewart, born May 22nd, 2001. Jeez. But yeah, they're not just giving him away for, a rotation guy. They're trying to build something. So I think you'd have to attach some draft capital.
Yeah. We're not even sure that Detroit wants to move off of him, but May 22nd at Gemini. Yeah. Get him. If you get him, that would be tremendous. That brings us to Whitey's Wayback Quiz for July the 8th. Simone filling in for Jay on this against Kyle Draper. And Simone, I will say, has played very well in these, but I think she got a tie.
No, I have not gotten into the win column.
Yeah,
you
and
won.
Kyle Ledbetter was in for her last Wednesday.
He took that out.
He fought the good fight, but he came up short against the powerhouse that is Kyle
I'm on
Draper.
a roll right now. My confidence is sky high.
Yeah, we are just mere grains of sand in your desert of knowledge, and I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed to be here playing and competing today, but we'll do what we can. I got a 50-50 chance.
Oh, she's sandbagging right now.
Yeah,
she's ready. She might get me today.
Well, this is the first time in the storied history of the Wayback Quiz that we've had everything on the board is true false.
Okay,
everything is true false.
50-50 chance.
I like my.
So hold on, let me ask. Well, then it's I can't steal it, or she can't steal it. Then.
Oh, that's true. So true.
Thanks, Whitey. Good job.
Why not? Why can't you steal it?
Why not? It's either true or it's false.
So you better not miss.
We're gonna
No, I don't like that. I don't like that.
You don't want to do that?
I don't know. No stealing. Because you got to know the answer.
All right. Okay.
It
could be low scoring then. We'll see how this goes. Drapes, you're up first. We have 1935, 1990, 1997, 2000, 2010, and 2011. 2011. True, false?
True, false.
Yao Ming. He retired on this date, 2011, after playing 6 seasons in the NBA. Yao Ming.
Oh, true, false?
Yeah.
False.
That is false. Do you know why it's false?
He played more than 6 seasons.
He played 9 years. You're right. Well done. Kyle Draper.
Okay. Now I see where you're going. Okay, all right. I got the gist of it.
Yeah. Simone, 2010, 2000, 97, 90, 1935.
Lace me up with that 1935 one. I'm very
Jeez,
curious.
Simone.
You got it. This day, 1935, the American League won the All-Star game for the third straight year, prompting the National League to change the rules so that no pitcher could throw more than 3 innings in All-Star play. True or false?
I mean, that's so funky. I want to say it's true.
Good thing you did. We're all even.
True.
Yes.
That's weak.
It's true.
This isn't about knowledge.
That rule persists today.
I knew my answer.
Weird.
Someone just guessed.
No, it's so weird that it has to be true.
Yeah.
I am using some rationale here.
Okay,
I don't know
Nice
the
job.
19th.
Did you know that, Kyle Draper?
No.
There you
See,
go.
then you've learned something. That's how it's about knowledge.
Oh,
We're
all
gaining
right.
knowledge.
All right.
1-1,
Dang.
you're up. 1990, 1997, 2000, 2010.
2010.
2010. LeBron James announces he is leaving Cleveland to join Miami, prompting Cavs owner Dan Gilbert to declare that the Cavs will win a title before LeBron does.
True.
That is true.
Yeah, that's
You're right. 2-1.
I love this. You're giving. Okay, now I'm gonna mess it up. But everyone's been killing your trivia and your riddles today.
I know.
That's all right.
These are layups.
I have no problem with people, doing well. I want everybody to feel
Happy
good.
Monday, everybody.
Boy, what do you remember about that day, 2010? LeBron.
Everybody was watching.
Yeah.
Parents were watching. I was like, every screen had that on TV.
I think I had a Facebook post. I posted on my whatever they even call that nowadays, like your page. And I was like, he's leaving, you guys.
Yeah. I remember Commissioner Stern saying that was ill-conceived,
yes,
poorly produced,
Yeah.
and badly executed. It's like, whoa.
Ouch. But it got abused, man.
Yes.
People were talking about it.
All right, Draper 2, Simone 1. Simone, you're up here. We have 1990, 1997, and 2000.
Goodness, give me 2K, please.
All right, 2000. The Yankees swept a doubleheader from the Mets, in which the first game was played at Shea Stadium and the second game was played at Yankee Stadium.
I feel like the way you read it, you're trying to convince me that's true, but I'm going to go with false. I have no idea.
Oh, you should have stuck with your guns. It is true. It is true.
I'm going to go down again and lose by 1 point.
Drapes could actually clinch it right here with this one.
All right, what we got?
1990, 1997. This is for the win.
1997.
This date, 1997, Sandy Alomar of the Indians becomes the first player to be named All-Star MVP at a game played in his home park.
First player?
Yeah.
False.
Oh, it's true. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. All those years and everything?
Yeah, first
all
time.
those years.
So, Simone.
We out of time. We out of time, right?
Get this right. You got to tie.
Okay.
I think if the last one has to be
No,
weighted,
we
right?
are tied right now. It would be a walk-off.
No,
if I get
no,
this.
there's 2-1. 2-1. Calm down, Simone. Calm
Can
down.
she get the win if she gets
Heck
this one?
no. Heck no.
All right,
You'll be
Simone.
like, this is worth double.
1990, trailing 7-0. The Brewers come back and beat the Angels 20-7. This day, 1990, trailing 7-0. The Brewers come back and beat the Angels 20-7. True or
True.
false? Tie game.
Really?
It's a tie game.
Oh, that's sweet.
Got the tie.
Why are you excited about it? Why are you happy about that? You're trying to.
Oh, I like it when
we're
people get it
teammates.
right.
We on the show together. Simone, a visitor. She a house guest.
Oh, that was a great match. That's why I'm
Finally.
excited. Yeah.
I'll
Simone.
always
Good job.
remember this.
Good
Thanks
job.
for being with us. Hey, join us tomorrow at the arena. Hope you can find us.
Golden one tomorrow.
Infinity Sports Radio next here on Sacktown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Slash presents Serpent Festival, a celebration of the blues. Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley, starring Slash, Warren Haynes Band, Samantha Fish, and Eric Gales. It's gonna be a steep climb. Don't miss an all-star night of blues, Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Serpent Festival.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting